Flashing lights dance with fire in the night I'm wired. Watch the time pass us by, is this feeling lying? Could you pass the lighter? Yeah, I'm trying to keep my cool. Nicotine in my veins, flaming up desires. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution.
Welcome aboard once again, guys. We are back with another beautiful scrims coming from Skyesports. This is going to be Southeast Asia scrims, and my name is Rita. Along with me, it's going to be Mridul on the desk. Mridul, how are you, mate?
Well, I'm really good, Raider, at this very moment. Well, I'm going to cast Skyesports Invitational Scrims with you, and today is my first day here. So Southeast Asia teams joining in, and it's going to be a great journey ahead.
Indeed, indeed. Quite a few beautiful teams are coming up, and eventually we are going to face off for 5 amazing matches. It's going to be Erangel, Miramar, and Erangel as well. So yeah, interesting 5 matches are about to be there. And eventually, if I talk about the teams like BIGETRON RA, or if I talk about Alter Ego, LIMAX, EVOS, REBORN, quite a few amazing teams are coming up, and eventually these battles are going to be quite auspicious to watch out. So yes, of course, I'm excited to see that what is actually going to happen and how the battle is going to form.
Well, yes, exactly. The first game is going to go live, and we are here with Erangel Map, Skyesports Invitational Scrim, Southeast Asia. Match number 1 of the day. Number 2 is right now live in front of us, where the plane path is starting from Lipovka, going towards the military base. So quite a south-centric plane path, Raider.
Oh, indeed. Quite a beautiful flight path coming up. Yes, of course, it is starting from Lipovka going towards the regions of military base. So definitely quite a few amazing places are there to drop in. Like we have got Yasna, we have got Pochinki as well. School is going to be there precisely. Milta is going to be there. Novo Ripno is also there. But eventually people who are trying to jump in for Georgopol and Prismok and places like Severny, they have to glide a little bit more. And eventually if we talk about the first play zone, yes, of course, the play zone is also going to create a lot of havoc because the play zone is going to be a little bit more on the northern side, and the teams which are jumping in the southern areas, like let's say military base, Novo Ripno, and far end areas, they have to just go ahead and get some good vehicles so that they can rotate, and eventually their rotation should be pinpoint precise so that they can avoid the rotational clashes as well.
Well, indeed, a damn hard situation created for most of the teams as the plane path was south centric, but the zone goes north. And meanwhile, we can see all the teams dropping on their drop. Boom is going to go towards Kameshki. They are going to take those vehicles and will be looting initially. Meanwhile, if you talk about EVOS, we have them on the ferry pier. Oh, it's going to be a drop clash here as we can see one more team right now gliding above the ferry pier, and that could be a fight initiating any moment. 2 minutes left for the first play zone to start closing in, and the initial loot has started.
Well, indeed, the loot has been started. People are just trying to gather and eventually gain as much as they can, and eventually the right kind of loot is easily going to help them a lot. Apart from that, we've got some fights coming up. This is going to be LGD's God who has been taken down with a beautiful blow. So, of course,
Hmm.
now starting it off, the clashes are coming up, the fights are coming up. GNX's loser YT has also been taken down. As you all can see, two good members from this particular team have already been knocked out. Eventually, now it's all about,
Yeah.
is it going to get let's say diminished? Are they going to get finished or not? That is going to be something which is very vital to watch out. But for now, team number 17, the last two members which are actually here surviving, they're just trying to fall back, they're just trying to be harms away and eventually survive
Correct.
a little bit more. This is going to be team GENEXUS. But yeah, of course, survival is something which is going to be quite important for the team. And eventually, apart from that, in the
Yeah.
lobby, we are still having some shots coming from M1 side, S18197.
Oh well, exactly, and we do know that it's MORPH against GENEXUS in the drop of Yasnia, where GENEXUS right now has taken a decision to fall back. But meanwhile, no, one of the players will be taking a fight with the AK, and MORPH is going to lose one of their guys. Meanwhile, GENEXUS, most of the players are coming out of the city, and one player who's knocked out cannot be revived at this very moment. And meanwhile, the player who took the fight is going to get the blow on himself, and he goes down, knocked and finished.
And indeed, the players are getting shattered for the moment. If we talk about this particular team, GENEXUS is about to lose their two good members, and the remaining two have to actually figure out somehow to survive and eventually be
Oh,
back in the gun game. If we talk about Team Off, well,
yeah,
of course, the gun game is coming up. Still, they're trying to relegate the fights. A beautiful nade comes in. Rocky has been thrown by that particular nade. The frag is still coming up. If we talk about Team BTR, let's see how they're going to perform. BIGETRON RA is the squad which we were talking about, to be precise. But Light on the other corner managed to put one down from Team Off. That's going to be Rajal, who is out of equation. If we talk about Leong Roar, the only goal for this guy and his teammate is going to be that they should survive for a little bit longer, and eventually when the
hmm,
fifth and sixth play zones are coming up, they have to survive till then. And meanwhile, in the, let's say, survival mode, they are easily going to get some frags as well. So let's see how they're going to calibrate that kind of consistency and eventually fights as well. If I talk about Team EVOS right now, we have got Sinyo, Redface, Lyzak, and KF, the four-member squad coming up from Team EVO's corner. They're looking a little bit, let's say, weak on their own ends. If we talk about Team BTR, they are in the Pochinki region trying to take up a fight, but there is nobody here in this region. So definitely, Pochinki is going to
yeah.
be full of a lot of surprises for them.
But then again, we know the BTR rotations, right? And there is DWGKR already plays near school apartments. So indeed, a rotation took by BTR could be quite not possible for them. And if you talk about BTR, we are there on the military base. There's a fight initiated, and we are going to see that Aegon X Bu is going to deal the first blow.
Well, indeed, the fights are coming up. The matchups are looking very sneaky at this moment. If we talk about Team LGD, they are also trying to pop some smoke so that they can just retaliate and eventually fall back from this particular
Hmm.
region. Let's see, is it going to be a possibility for them or not? Light Rise is level best. If we talk about Agonix BQ, well, he was able to pop one out from military based region, if I'm not wrong. But eventually, five amazing blows coming from team number six. That's interesting. Team number six, that is going to be LGD Esports, has already attained five amazing kills. Moving upward, let's see how much more eliminations they can actually gain, because we still have a team coming up in the close quarters. That is going to be Team Off.
Well, yes, exactly. And Team Morph right now isn't going to fall back at this very moment because they have got a flag. Well, as per we say, there's going to be a third team here at this very moment where they were not expected. They used to go to the George City, but now they're here at the Yasnia. So again, a fight that was not expected. They came like a surprise and got five frags in Yasnia Polyana. So a backlash for both of the teams, whereas Morph is also in really less numbers, but this team has got five frags and they are going to create a big problem. Meanwhile, again we are seeing Team BTR right now looting in the Pochinki city. They don't have any team up in front of them, but then again the rotations are going to be real difficult for them.
Well, I guess rotation clashes is something which is absolutely a pinnacle of these particular lobbies. So, of course, some rotation clashes are going to be there. But right now, if we talk about Team 16, that's going to be RRQ Ryu. The team is trying to be a little bit more dominant. If I talk about this particular region known as military base, we have got two good, amazing teams coming up in this particular patchup. This is going to be IIT Esports.
Hmm.
Along with that, there was Alter Ego LIMAX. So, let's see how these teams are going to
Yeah.
perform eventually. Prison is another beautiful region where Team RRQ Ryu is just trying to loot and eventually be a little bit more pacifistic. If I talk about Voldemort, Zero loots for him. I don't know what is happening, but this guy looks AFK for me right now. And if I talk about
Yeah.
SA, if I talk about Mort and the other members performing from Team RQ, Ryu, they are also being very, very dominant right now. But the zone is not about to, let's say, just let them go that easily. They have to reach in the zone. They have to travel 686 meters to just be in the zone. Apart from that, the zone shrink
Yeah.
speed is also coming up. So yeah, the people might actually get attacked with the play zone as well.
Well, yes, exactly. The zone is right now not favoring them. They are right now, I think so, disconnected from the positions. But again, indeed, they're going to come back as soon as possible. If you talk about one of the more teams here coming up, it's EVOS REBORN. Right now, they're present near about the military base area, but they are on the main island where they have some of the loot present for them. But then again, EVOS REBORN know that even after losing the 12 houses, there's going to be a team near Ferry Pier, and to be initiated with the loot, to be having that loot which is equalized towards the loot of Ferry Pier, is going to be real difficult for them. Meanwhile, a fight already initiated once again, and now it's AK fight coming up for the teams. And let's go towards there. Meanwhile, EVOS Reborn is going for the rotation. It's AE Potato 5X going to get a kill confirmed on military base.
That's interesting. Quite a few blows are coming up in the lobby. Apart from that, if we talk about Team Boom, say Oka was able to actually gain some good points, but after that, he was also traded off. Just like that, the guy was taken down. If we talk about
Yeah.
Potato 5X, he's still popping it out, still actually gaining some good points. That's interesting to watch out. But if we talk about a place which is being very dominant, very pacifistic, is going to be this one. That is going to be the drop location of BTR. Right now, they are a little bit on the dominant side, but if we talk about this particular team, Team Number 14 is just constantly trying to wreak havoc. This is GPBR Esports getting a lot of backlash. A Molotov cocktail also comes in, but eventually fails to pack them apart. But on the other one as well, there we go. The more UFP 45 blows are coming up. Still trying to level with but is it going to be a possibility? No, not at all. Just like that, GPBR Esports becomes one of those early eliminated teams. But if we talk about Team Boom, well, they are still surviving. Boom Esports still surviving with 4 amazing kills. Octa was taken down, but at his loss, 4 amazing points have been gained. 976
Well,
is the
yes.
distance that these guys have to actually travel.
Well, Raider, a one-player loss, a one-player loss indeed in this fight where they have to lose Ducktape, who took the fight, who took the initial blow, but then goes down. And now they're going to be surviving with only 3 players in their hands. And as they have wiped out one squad, they have got that confidence, and they can be rotating for the next circle. Meanwhile, if you talk about Georgia City, the North Georgia City, we have team number 20, that is Quantum Rage, present at the George Apartments. Right now, no rotation are required for them, but there's the team from the Georgia pool, and now it's a fight already initiated. One player goes down, and they have lost. They are lost with the numbers. There goes a grenade, a pre-grenade spotted on Alex. Meanwhile, Alex is trying to come down the ridge, and he is going to get a blow. That no, he won't get a blow. That's a UMP fight coming up, and Tanatan gets a knock on Alex. Meanwhile, a pan coming up on LGD's player. He's going to get the first knock for the team, and now it's a 3v3 coming up for themselves.
Well, indeed, quite an amazing push is coming up. Let's see how Tanatan coming up from his corner. He was able to just take down one more member from that particular team. Let's see how IHC is going to just deny the fact that they are getting backlash at this moment. I believe if I talk about that guy, but getting a backlash from the back end as well. But eventually, the last man has also been taken down by this guy. The beautiful 1v3 coming up from his corner, just like that. Team IHC is out of equation. That's a sad sight to watch. But eventually, this is how the game goes on. Team QR manages to get 4 amazing blows. Once again, the loss of one player is going to be there. That's going to be Sigma Male. But apart from that, if we talk about the whole team, well, of course, Quantum Range still survives in the lobby. They're still moving up to the leaderboard. They're still trying to gain some good points. And remember, guys, 4 more matches for the day to go for teams like IHC and the other teams which have been diminished. So, of course, a lot of points should be delivered from their corner. But apart from that, IKO was able to put down one guy from Team Quantum Rage. Let's see, is it going to be a possibility where they're going to just finish them off, or is it going to be some other kind of, let's say, gun game coming up? But if we talk about team number 7, that's going to be DWG Kia. Let's see how their squad is going to perform. Apart from that, we have got DEWA in limited, United to be precise. He's actually still trying their level. But there we go. The push comes in. Team Quantum Rage is not looking that good. It's going to be Goku who's trying to perform equally well and trying to gain some good points. But if I talk about Sigma Male, he was taken down. One good guy is already knocked out. That's Senior who has been traded off. But apart from that, the 2 members which are still surviving a little bit far away.
Oh no, that's a big split right now. They're scattered. There are a lot of scattered players right now from Quantum Rage, and meanwhile, it's a great advantage for 21 Esports they're taking at this moment. Zanatan needs to fall back from his position. Yes, that should have been taken. That decision should have been taken a long time ago. But then it's quite late right now because they will be losing 2 players from the squad. Meanwhile, a fallback situation being created, and 21 esports are going to get 2 frags for themselves.
I mean, it was basically like an element of surprise for this particular team where they wanted to perform, but eventually they got popped up from Team 21 Esports. But right now, if we talk about this particular guy, he's trying to just be a little bit more dominant. He just wants to actually escape from the location, but he has not got, let's say, a lot of path in front of him so that he can rotate and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But eventually, I guess a lot of push is about to be there. Turn can actually manage to gain some good points in his favor as well. Let's see how he's going to deal with that kind of fight. But eventually, he has to be vigilant from every single region, every single angle as well, because people can actually come up with some good throws from every single region. So definitely have to survive. Definitely have to, like, say, pulverize the gameplay. But moving up ahead, if we talk about Linux and his teammates, 2 amazing frags from the corner, and there we go. Fly Kid is way too close to turn. There can be a minute, let's say, clash coming up, but eventually that guy knows that he has to be much more dominant. He has to be much more decisive about his location and eventually how he's going to play with it. So yeah, he lets him go.
Yeah.
He lets the enemy go so that he can actually survive a bit more because he's the last man standing. If he goes down, the name of this particular team known as Quantum Rage is already going to go down in drain. So definitely survival is something which is going to be a very much like a goal for this particular guy, and he's trying his level best to achieve that particular goal. Apart from that, if talk about teams coming like Team 21 Esports, they're just completely trying to be in the zone. Eventually, when the zone comes in, they might be able to survive. If we talk about DEWA United, this team is still trying to be in a tug of war with Team DWG Kia.
Oh well, exactly. And meanwhile, if you talk about Quantum Rage, it's only one player surviving at this moment, Raider. And at this very moment, he has to be silent with his fire bullets. Meanwhile, if you talk about the rotation of 21 esports, they are going to get a spot in the north side of the circle right now being formed up. And it's a third circle closing in. So the teams need to rotate as soon as possible. Meanwhile, we see EVOS REBORN coming up in a fight. And that's a fight where they're going to lose one of their key players. Now, if you talk about DWG here, there's a team number 30 right now in front of them, and that's going to be DEWA United. So it's a fight between DWG Kia and DEWA United. Meanwhile, the fires are he's not being allowed to stay at that position. A mini tap fire was also given, but then again, yes, knowing that they have a team in front of them. Meanwhile, DWG Kia also focused on 21 esports, so they have 2 teams against them. They have a good spot, and I think holding that spot would be the best. So EVOS REBORN now initiating a fight against team number 4. That's going to be Team Alter Ego LIMAX, and the shots are being given from that long range. Oh, attack coming up on EVOS red face.
Indeed, beautiful shots are actually being straight. If Ragu put at a 5x, he's constantly gaining some good points, and the amount of frags that he has attained single-handedly is absolutely amazing. 5 amazing elements from his corner. His teammate is actually going to be a little bit more on the open-ended side, so that definitely might actually create a backlash for this particular team. But if we talk about DEWA United, they are actually a lot. Talk about DWG Kia, they are also getting connected quite a bit from this particular team. There we go. We have got Zeol who is trying his level best to just be in the zone. And eventually survival is something which is going to be quite amazing to watch out. 45 seconds photo after that, the 4 zone will shrink in. Some more shots have been exchanged from arenas. AE's, let's say, corner. So let's see how these shots are going to get connected. Well, currently, if we talk about Rina, he's trying his level best to gain some good points, and he might be able to attack and eventually gain some good shots as well. There we go. The damage is still coming up, but not that decent. To be precise, if we talk about 21 esports, well, there we go. JWG's Pepsi has already been taken down with a beautiful backlash coming from the vehicle. If we talk about Team GNX, they are still surviving. This is Team 17. Remember, guys, got the backlash in the earliest form, but right now they are facing off in the regions of Rozhok, in the center, in the heart of Rozhok, which can be very critical from them because a lot of teams might be actually opening up their guns on them.
Well, yes, exactly. And now, as far as we are looking towards the next zone closing in, it's the 4th circle right now. So quite a time available for the player. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Whereas we can see some fights popping up on the spot of Rozhok. A good rotation initiated by Team DEWA United, where they were presented on the red side of Rozhok, but now they're city. And here we can see that we have one more squad, that is Team GNX, also waiting in the inner circles of Rozhok. If you talk about most of the teams, they're still outside. They need to get a spot for themselves. So again, some good fights coming up in front of our screens, and BTR is going to be reborn. The sprays are going to go down. One player goes down from the team of EVOS REBORN, and now we can see that Alter Ego Limax, they're separated. They are separated, and meanwhile they have lost two players in their rotation, and now they are going to go with only a duo surviving.
Right, indeed. A backlash is about to be there. 11 teams, 33 players are trying to survive. We're talking about UAE once again. A beautiful fight between them is actually going to get spawned, and eventually, as you all can see, one good member has been taken down. If we're talking about BT Alexi, he's actually being on the back end. We've got Jen Foster in the scene. Let's see how he's going to perform with that beautiful gun game that he actually upholds in his guns. But the team
Yeah,
has to be on the, let's say, slightly vulnerable point of view. But right now, if we're talking about Team
yeah.
GPX, they are also trying to move in. They're trying to claim the regions of a school, and apart from that, well, there we go. We have got quite a few beautiful fights coming up. Let's see how this 1v1 is going to pan out. A beautiful shot has been delivered. EM245 is going to be the gun. This guy's trying to use to and go for. But eventually, a beautiful takedown comes in. Just like that, Team M4 is also out of equation. Now, moving up ahead, if we're talking about GPX, they're slightly going to just cherish the loots that the enemy gave them. And apart from that, building a beautiful region in the zone is going to be the goal for them.
Well, yes, again, it's Alter Ego Limax going out of the position, going out of this map. Meanwhile, if we talk about the rows of north side, it's going to be scattered, it's going to be filled up with many teams. So, quite a mess created out there. And meanwhile, DWG Kia engages in a fight. That fight was picking up from a long time where we were seeing that from mid-range, the M4 was going fired up and players were getting knocked out back to back. But now it's a close range fight where DWG Kia and 21 Esports, both the teams, have to take the rotation. Meanwhile, BTR getting the left hand side of Rozok. The zone is going to be in their hands because we have been seeing how the zone is going to be rotated. But there comes a spray and BTR Luxi goes down.
Oh, indeed. The guy has been taken down. Eventually, this is going to be quite a shattering moment for the team, particularly. But moving up at 10 teams, 29 players, everybody's surviving, everybody's trying their level to survive a bit more. But VTR is receiving a lot of damage. Still trying to survive, still trying to live up to the next fight, but eventually they fail to do so. Luxi, I don't think so. He's going to survive because he's already knocked out. He's going to get muted up, and eventually the guy who stole the finish is going to be DEWA, and that means DEWA United is the team which actually gained that particular frag. Moving upward, Boom Esports is also gaining some good points, but at the same moment, they are also receiving a lot of backlash coming from the GPX as well. Beautiful upper region they take, is going to help them a lot. But now if we talk about GNX long roar, let's see how he's going to perform with that 70 bullet working for his perspective. He also gets attacked from the back end, and just like that, the guy is taken down from BTR's Misery 666. But just like that, the performance is still coming up. Oh, Misery receives a lot of damages coming up, and there we go. Beautiful shot with that BB14. Manages to put one more team down to the coffin. Now just 6 teams surviving, and even a lot of shots, a lot of bloodshed is still coming up.
Yeah, even BTR RA needs to go down at the position. Now we have the last 5 teams surviving Raider. It's at the bottom line, it's top 5 right. They are present in front of us there. LCD, that's a close range fight, and because of that down range, because of the the weapon going back and forth because of the water position, yes, he is going to go down. And meanwhile, if you talk about a DP spray coming up from the side of TPU, they were United again initiating themselves in 3 to 4 fights. Well, they are the mid-range fight takers and they are going to get those frags. Meanwhile, talk about 21 Esports, they're inside water. If they come up, it's going to be a bad situation for them, as LGD Esports is already waiting for them at the best front position. There's going to be a grenade. A lot of damage going to get taken, but there comes a grenade on Light, and Light needs to go down. Yes, it was a lot of damage. The player wants to come up. He has spotted the person, but no, a cover will be provided, and that's how Light is going to go down. Why is he trying to provide the cover? But again, he's a lone survivor for the team. No revival possible at this very moment. It's a 1v2 for LGD. YCC. Is he going to get that 1v2 possible? Because right now, survival at this moment is not the key. The frags that the team is going to get, they have already got 10 eliminations, Raider. And again, if they convert those 2 frags, it's going to be a 12 frag eliminations already possible for them. The zone again shifts and no team is inside the zone.
Oh, indeed. Every single team has to reach out to the particular play zone because that is something you have to pay your respects to. If you don't pay your respects to the play zone and eventually the flight path
Yeah.
as well, it is going to be quite critical. Right now, the guy is trying to put up some nades, but he gets caught and Sure is not going to survive that for sure. Yes, of course, he gets diminished. 11 amazing frags coming from the corner. This guy, LGD's last member, is still trying to actually gain some good points. Yes, of course, he has got the top 5 position. That means even if he's going to get eliminated at the same instance, he's going to get 6 position points. And apart from that, so beautiful 11 points coming from the frags as well. But right now, he just don't want to expose his position. But meanwhile, trying to take up a fight, he's also trying to gain some good points. Let's see how he's going to actually calibrate the fight, trying to pick up a molly so that he can actually place it rightly. Whenever he sees a pixel, he's going to pick up that molly and he's going to gain some good points with it by burning the enemy alive. Moving ahead, if we talk about the DU's no number, I guess, extent, he has been taken now. The guy has been finished off. Yumi is trying to actually go for the fights. If we talk about GPX, they are also trying to gain some good points. And this is one of those amazing teams with the 4-man power, which can make a significant drop in the lobby. So let's see how their whole performance is going to get calibrated, how much more point they can actually gain is something we are all actually crucially exposed for. But apart from that, the more shots being delivered, a beautiful guy gets down, and that's going to be Boom's Yummy, who is going to take him apart. But apart from that, Yummy also gets taken down from Team 21's Esports fly hit, to be precise. So of course, a lot of backlashes coming up. If you try to actually pull his gun, you are easily going to get connected quite a bit from the enemy.
But then again, nothing to lose for LGD. Just going to take down one of the players from the team. But okay, yes, it's going to be GPX Marshall. Boom Esports has been eliminated, and now we have only 3 teams surviving. GPX for inside the zone. Meanwhile, they're still not inside the zone. They're 20 meters away, but then they have that height advantage at the ridge of the border. They're open for them, they're open for the frags to be taken. And meanwhile, Team DEWA United is in a bad position at this very moment. 21 Esports, GPX, and Team DEWA United. These are going to be the 3 teams surviving at this very moment. GPX is inside the water, trying to get all the positions he can have. And GPX Marshall is going to go one more frag for the team. GPX Pascal goes front against Team 21 Esports. There are 3 players surviving, so it's a 4v3v2. And if you talk about the situations at this very moment, not a 4v3v2 indeed, it's a 4v2 at this very moment created. And oh no, now it's a 4v3. 21 Scotty gets fragged on Team GPX gotten, and now it's a bad situation for 21 Esports. 21 Esports already taking down another player from Team GPX. A frag converted. Pascal has taken down, and a cover being provided by GPX Marshall. But then it's LIMAX. LIMAX is going to convert the match for the team. The last frag coming up for 21 Esports, and it's a winner chicken dinner taken by 21 Esports Trader for a massive score.
Oh, indeed. Quite a beautiful matchup coming up, and eventually it's just quite amazing to watch out at how 21 Esports actually gains some as well as that. The number of frags that they've attained is absolutely looking strong. 16 amazing points from the corner in terms of the aggression. Apart from that, we talk about 15 points for the winner chicken dinner as well. So that's a decent 31 pointer chicken dinner coming up from 21 Esports. If we talk about Team GPX, 5 amazing points from their corner as well. They tried their level best to gain some good points. Although they failed to do so because getting that winner chicken dinner was something which was quite a obvious goal for the team. If we talk about Team DEWA United, they were also trying to perform 4 amazing tries from their corner. Apart from that, in for the position, that means a total of 14 points is going to get delivered in their corner as well. So yeah, the performance is looking much more stronger. The people were trying to actually get some good points, but love the way how the performance went out. You can already check out all the other teams which are still trying to perform, like EVOS or AE or JWG was also there. MORPH went out quite early, but that was something they didn't actually want it to happen. The IHC also went out quite early with only 1 elimination. Even RIQ actually went out quite early, but I believe RIQ's Hughes member were pretty much AFK. In the next few matches, they are going to bounce back, and eventually we might see some more shifts coming up in the leaderboard.
Yeah, indeed, because these were the 20 teams right now playing in front of us, where RRQ indeed was AFK at a moment. But now, if we talk about GENEXUS, they got 2 frags in the start, and they were the ones fighting at the very start of the match. But then it was not in their favor, and as the match passed through, it was a winner chicken dinner for Team 21 Esports. Indeed, a well-performed match by DEWA United. GPX were quite passive in this match rate according to me, because they have less frags, but then again, their positioning was better according to the zone. They had the height advantage, but in the end, teamwork presented by 21 Esports worked out for them, how they exactly got the match in their hands. And with that, the first match is over. the story for the first match is over, Raider, and we are going to take a look over towards the Miramar coming up in front of our screens. How the teams are going to play on the map of Miramar because their angle is over. We still are left with 4 matches, so indeed it's a long day coming in front of us, and we are going to wait for the second match to dive in front of us.
Indeed, out of five matches that has bound to happen today, we have got the first match done and
Yeah.
dusted, and it was 21 esports with beautiful amount of, let's say, aggression coming up in their favor, and eventually 31 pointer bomber is something which is going to make a significant dent in the lobby. And apart from that, the pressure of that particular team's performance is going to be there for sure. The other 16 teams are going to feel that pressure and eventually maybe try to perform equally well in the next few matchups coming up. So let's see how the gun game will be getting established. Miramar is going to be, let's say, quite chaotic because that's a map of golden sand. You get ridges, you get very open-ended areas. Third parties are going to be there. Apart from that, the rotational clashes are going to be there, but third parties are something which is going to be the pinnacle of that fight. We are going to witness a lot of backlash coming up in the map of Miramar. But for that, I guess we have to tune in a little bit later. Till then, guys, be right back. We'll be seeing you soon enough in the next one.
Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. I should know how to get into my feelings. You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Tell me what did you say? What did you say that I through? What did you say? What did you say?
How you told away even about your guy? How you told away even about your guy? How you told away even about your guy? How you told away even about your How you put away even about your gas? How you put away even about your gas? How you told away even about your how you told away even about your how you told away even about your gas?
Been trying to change what I've been trying to say. Words don't come straight from my head to my mouth. It's such a shame that it fell out of place. Was never me that was bringing you down. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Always looking for more. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Sky Esports Invitational Scrims Southeast Asia, and we are here with the game of PUBG Mobile. Well, we are all done with the Wrangle map, and now we are all set for the Miramar map to come in front of us. Joining me here as my co-caster is going to be Raider Slays, as we are still waiting for the match to begin.
Oh, indeed. The matchup is going to be something very amazing to watch out, but eventually, thank you for the warm welcome, man. And yeah, guys, yesterday, if we talk about the collections coming up in the previous few fights up, it was absolutely amazing. But today, the day is starting it off quite amazingly. And eventually, the aggression is also coming up. Be it teams like 21 Esports, the way they were performing with 31 point of a bomber was absolutely significant in the lobby. Now, the pressure is going to rely on the other teams as well to perform equally well and gain some good points. So let's see how this whole situation will be getting carried away.
Yeah.
4 matches to go. To be precise, it's going to be Miramar, Miramar, and Irangle once again. So this is how the schedule is going to go on. First match is already passed out. We already saw how beautiful these teams can be. But eventually in the first match, few discrepancies were there where we didn't saw RRQ Ryu performing where we saw IHC getting backlash quite early. So quite a few teams were actually getting eliminated quite early. Right now, moving up here, let's talk about the
Yeah.
flight path coming up. Once again, the flight path is starting from northeastern region, dunking down in the southern corners, but this time it is actually going to go to the southwestern corner. They're starting from Campo Militar region, going to dunk down towards prison region. So definitely, quite a few places are going to be there. But the flight path is looking much more far, let's say, central centric. So definitely, it will
Yeah.
actually help a lot of people to just dump in their favorite location.
Well, in the previous match of Erangel, we saw that the plane path was south-centric, but now, being in the center, most of the teams are going to get towards their drop quite easily. Vehicles will be used for the drops like Puerto Parazo and even going to go towards El Pozo. But then again, the gliding path. Are they going to waste their time towards the gliding path, or are they going to go towards early loot? Meanwhile, if you talk about this Miramar match, most of the players are right now busy engaging on the drops. And look at El Azhar. It's going to be a big bash fight as most of the teams are gliding above El Azhar. It's going to be a clash. It's going to be a clash worth waiting for. But if you talk about Boom Esports, again, they're away from the map. In the previous match, they were in Kameshki, and now in the map of Miramar, they are in Campo Militar. So again, Boom Esports already making it clear that they really want to be far away from all the teams. Just loot passively and then engage in those aggressive fights which they are known for.
I mean, definitely that's a great strategy. If you are actually far away in the first few circles, you can easily gain some good loots and nobody is going to create an hindrance for you. Just like GPX is actually trying to go for Team LGD. As you all can see, LGD is already getting backlash quite a bit, and you would see the number of guns that they are actually trying to go for. These are the shotguns, but
Yeah.
eventually from IHC's corner, we have got the AKM coming up once again. IC managed to fist out one good guy, that is going to be LGD Light. I believe that backlash is going to be there. Some banters is actually much needed, and that's what we are getting at this moment. If we talk about Team EVOS, San Martin is the area where they want to drop in, but eventually right now they're dropping in the vicinity near Junkyard and Minas Journalist. So definitely quite an amazing clash might actually come over there as well. But if we talk about this particular squad, in the previous match they went out quite early. Their two good members were taken down. If I'm not wrong, that was God and Loser who was taken down quite early. But in this match, everybody is still surviving. They are just trying to actually make a significant impact in the lobby. Let's see how they're going to do it. And
Yeah.
eventually, guys, all the people who are watching the stream, make sure to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, because eventually these are the Southeast Asia scrims and these are very amazing to watch out. If you guys are loving the casting, make sure to actually like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and eventually go for more and more stuff coming like this.
Well, yes, again, the loots are being formed up at this very moment, Raider. We are going to see Team GNX also engaging in a pre-loot. All the players are going to still survive from their side. It's team number 17, we know as Team GENEXUS. UB is going to be the main center of attraction, as we know. He's one of the biggest YouTubers of PUBG Mobile. But if you talk about Team GPX, that is team number 15, in the previous match, they were quite passive. They got the second position. They had the numbers with them, right? They had the numbers with them in the end circle. But today, if they are going to have those early frags, it's going to be a good position for them, because indeed, in the end, the points you have in total is going to make the big marker for your team. Because even after you are losing those matches,
Right.
even if you're not getting the winner chicken dinners, the points will matter at the very end moment.
I mean, definitely, the leaderboard is something. It's basically like a report card for you, and eventually showcases that in a particular day, in a set number of matches, how was your performance as an average. So definitely, the leaderboard is something you have to be pretty much vigilant about. But if we talk about LGD, is this guy? He is already losing quite a few people from his team. Two good members, that is going to be Light and Environment, have been taken down. The other remaining people are just trying to be as far as away from the harm so that they can survive a bit more. Yeah, of course, they have to travel close to 1.5 kilometers to meters to be precise, to just be in the vicinity where they can actually fly on the network. But right now, Team 21 Esports is also receiving some good shots, and this is Los Leones region. The biggest server compound you can actually get in this particular game is getting a lot of bloodshed coming up. We've got 21 Scotty trying to just gain some good points. If we talk about Flykid, this guy has got the Mini 14 with the 8x, so definitely he's going to create a lot of engaging moments. But if we talk about Linux, well, he received quite a few shots, but fortunately he's still surviving, and that's a great blessing in disguise for the team as well.
Indeed, blessing in disguise, to be honest, because at this very moment we see that El Pozo and even Los Leones are one of those cities where we are going to see a lot of crowd. But then, at this very moment, if you talk about team number 10, that's going to be I8 Esports. Right now, they're in a great position, because no team is contesting them at the northern side of Los Leones. They have their loot, they have their positions, and 21 esports have been tagged up. So yeah, they engage in one of those fights. And meanwhile, in the early fights, you don't have those first aids, you don't have the healings available. So indeed, they're going to fall back from their position. Meanwhile, GPX Marshaller is going to cause a vehicle blow, and with that, another player from LGD is going to go down. LGD in a bad situation have already lost two of their key players, and now the third player also getting knocked out.
Indeed, a beautiful matchup is coming up. Right now, if we talk about Team GPX, they're also trying to gain some good utilities as well.
Yeah.
Two good finishes from their corner. They're already moving up. They are actually trying to gain some good points in their favor. Let's see how they're going to gain these points. Because at the end of the day, leaderboard is something which is going to matter a lot for these guys as well. And apart from that, the fans are also going to learn that how the performance went out. Meanwhile, if we talk about Team Boom Esports, well, there we go. We have got a fight coming up from the corner. Good here, that beautiful shotgun connection. S12K was the gun who made it possible, which made it possible for this guy to just convert the elimination in his favor. That is interesting. He's the last man standing of his particular team, and eventually, as you all can see, Boom Esports is already bringing up the cavalry. They are trying their level best to just gain some good points, but if we talk about this guy from LCT, he's pretty much ready to take up the fight. He's trying to actually provide some good trades, and eventually he might have actually given his position. And of course, now the clash coming from Momo Esports can be very surreal for them. I don't know how he's going to perform, but yeah, of course, a beautiful nade is being cooked up so that he can actually rely with that particular nade and eventually attack and gain some good damages. The last first kit that he has got in his backpack is being used up, and apart from that, he's got 3 energy drinks and 1 painkiller as well. One more nade is going to be there, and 2 smokes are there. 1 molly is also going to be there. So yeah, of course, a lot of utilities have been used up. Let's see how Yummy is actually going to push forward. One good guy from this team has already been shattered. 0 finishes for the team. And the nade comes in. The damage was significant, as you all can see. A lot of backlashes coming up. And the nade comes in, but with that beautiful nade, the guy known as Yummy ends the story for Team LGD. And just like that, now they are out of equation.
Well, yes, again, they have lost one of the key players in this fight. Ducktake goes down, and now as Boom Esports are now available with only 3 players in their hands. Okay, a good fight indeed, where it could have been all the 4 players surviving, but now we have one more fight for GPX and IHC.
我刚到，他们就刚到。
Another player goes down, and look at that. Only 2 players remaining. It was a rotation being covered up by team number 8. And in that rotation of IHC Esports, a backlash already created by GPX.
Oh man, 2 good members of this particular team IHC is already getting backlash now. If we talk about Alex and Abeli, let's see how they're going to perform. Well, of course, another need actually manages to create a short impact. The splash damages were there, but definitely not enough to put the enemy down. That is something which team GPX has to actually work on. Let's see how they're going to perform and eventually get some good points as well. Alex is about to receive a lot of backlash. Let's see how he's going to actually come up with the particular fight in this favor or not. Pasco, if it's trying his level best. Oh, that was a sweet level of play coming up, and just like that, he manages to put one down, but 2. Abeli wanted to go for a beautiful M24 shot, but he is denied of that fact, and eventually, just like that, GPX is having 6 amazing frags. Now they are moving up. Now they are gaining some good points, but I'm sad for Team IHC. The way they are performing is something which was not at all expected.
Well, yes, exactly. And when you talk about Team GPX, a 3-way fronted position was formed up by them, and in that triangle, and to be honest, that Bermuda triangle formed up against Team IHC. That was not escapable, and if you enter that triangle, you are going to go down. Indeed, in their rotation, they got the backlash from Team GPX, and there was no exit from that position.
Well, indeed, exit was something I guess IHC failed to point. Moving up ahead, let's talk about Team AE. Right now, they are pretty much actually dominant. They've got 0 frags in their favor, but moving up ahead, I believe Potato is once again going to find out some good people and gain some good points as well. But right now, people are trying to be very, very dominated. Kamasara is the region where they're just trying to loot forward and eventually gain some good blows for them as well. But let's see how this whole fights are going to get shifted, because we still have a team coming up, and that could be team number 14 if I'm not wrong. I can already see some pixels coming up, but this is the play zone which is fairly centric to the Chomasera region, so definitely a lot of people, a lot of circles can be seen right now driving to just the center of the particular play zone. Teams like, let's say, Quantum Rage is trying to go in, Team 16 is trying to move forward, Boom is there, GPX is going to be there. So a huge amount of teams are just trying to be in their vehicles and eventually rotate as far as they can and eventually hold up a great ridge. But if we talk about Team JWG, well, they are one of those fortunate teams which might actually receive quite a few good placement points in their favor. Apart from that, team number 16 is also being in the Lossy Coast region, so definitely they have to rotate as well. But if we talk about team GPBR Esports, let's see how they are going to catch up and eventually gain some good points. This is the team eventually in the last one who were taken down quite swiftly, but in this one, I believe they are trying to focus on team A Esports, and they know that there are enemy. They have already spotted the enemy, but they are waiting for the right moment to strike with them.
Yes, exactly, and spotted one of the players from the enemy team. It's going to be Alter Ego LIMAX in front of them, and whereas team GPBR, that is going to be GPBR Esports, find the shots. Gremory got some tags on one of the players from team Alter Ego LIMAX, but then again, with that tag, they have revealed their location. GPBR is quite separated at this very moment, so again, a cover is going to be provided. One of the players is on the northern ridge, but look at Team Quantum Rage. It's a big rotation for them. Meanwhile, the first aids are not available with them. Yes, quite a lot of first aids available for one of the players, but then again, only one of the first aids, and that will take 2,500 meters to be covered from the game to come in the next zone. It's going to be big hard for them. And meanwhile, if you talk about I8 Esports, MORPH is going to deal a big blow on them, and MORPH Raja G is going to confirm one more frag.
Man, indeed, a lot of backlashes coming up. Still, the people are trying their level best to gain some good points. Eventually, if we talk about Team MORPH, in the last one, they went out quite early. But in this one, I guess they are just here to calibrate and gain some good points. And everybody who is supporting in the chat is absolutely lovely. So please, guys, make sure to actually support, make sure to actually like and eventually share as much as you can so that we can reach the threshold where we can give you more and more stuff like this one. So yeah, for the moment, GPX with 6 amazing kills is trying to perform, is trying to gain some good points. Marshall is there with a beautiful M24. He's just waiting for the right moment when the enemy might actually go in the vehicle. He want to just cleanse, let's say, climb and get as far as away as possible. But he's easily going to get spotted. Let's see how the gun game will be actually getting delivered. Esports might not survive. They are way too open-ended. They are actually getting in that triple threat, and the frontier has been created. It's amazing fact for Team GPX. Moving up at, they're constantly focusing on Team Boom's Bobohu, if I'm not wrong. And the nades are still coming up. The damage has still been received, but he's going to repatch himself. He is going to bring back his strength. He's going to bring back his kind of, let's say, aggression in his favor. Let's see how this will be getting added. To take him apart. Oh, a beautiful headshot coming up just like that. The guy was taken down. Apart from that, from the back end, it's RRQ Ryu trying to rotate. Maybe they are going to get blessed with the shots coming from these guys.
The eastern side or side of the map, right? They're in a big bad situation at this very moment. If they're going to go inside the next circle, it's going to be still bad situation formed up for them. As Team GPX now is going to get and fires like all around the map. Look at that M4 phase. RRQ mod is not going to be like, at this very moment allowed to go inside the circle, but okay, taking the damage from the zone. They have realized that they also need to be inside the next circle, and LIMAX will take a blow on AE Fanatic, but Tata is going to cook up a grenade, and meanwhile, Renal RE5X is going to revive his player. Meanwhile, popping up a medikit. Right now, take a look over to GPX. Previous match, you called them a passive team. This time, they already have 7 frags for them. And look at that rate of 15 teams remaining in this very matchup, where 3 zones have already closed up. And the next 3 zones, I really don't know what is going to happen right now. The aggressive fights and, shots being fired up at every corner of the map. It's going to be a bombarding situation for all the next 15 minutes that we have to watch.
Indeed, it's looking quite a tidy day at this moment that how the people are going to actually go ahead and perform. Look at those UMP shots are actually being delivered. Apart from that, the Scarrel is also there. But with that UMP 45 spray coming up from team number 19, just like that, 21 Esports was able to gain 4 amazing frags from the corner as well. In the last one, 31 points. In this one, already starting it off with a squad wipe. That is absolutely amazing. LIMAX is actually here with the 3 eliminations. If you guys remember, in the last one, that was Fly Kid with the 3 elimination with a beautiful 1v3. But right now, it's LIMAX. So that actually shows that every single guy from this team is more than capable to do a 1v3, a 1v4, and eventually turn down the tides in their favor. So yeah, that is something which is absolutely amazing. 14 teams and 50 players are still surviving. And right now, remember, guys, the third zone is about to just go inside. And and once that zone goes in, a lot of backlash is about to be there. A lot of the third party movements are going to be there. And there we go. Boom Esports,
Yeah,
last
it's
member
over.
taken down just like that. The Boom Esports is going boom in the lobby. And just like that, GPX with 9 amazing blows of their own is now moving forward in the play zone. Well, of course, the play zone is not that far away, but eventually, I guess the 4 zones markup is something we all are waiting for. Let's see how the zone is going to get converted. If we talk about Team EVOS, holding a very open-ended compound, way too scattered, but eventually still trying to live and coincide with the enemies as well. Apart from that, if we talk about Team BTR's performance, let's see how BTR is going to go ahead and gain some good points. If we talk about Team Quantum Rage, they are also trying their level best to just survive. If we talk about Team RRQ Ryu, this team is here with the 3-man power. In front of them, it's going to be Quantum Rage, and if I'm not wrong, MORPH is one of those guys who's just way too scattered from his team.
Oh no. What was that? EVOS REBORN was going to go a blow with the Bew, and yes, they are going to confirm that frag on GENEXUS Bew. But meanwhile, GENEXUS just slamming in Chomasera, and that's going to be a backlash for them. As now, GENEXUS, one of the players, also goes down, and only 2 players will be surviving. Meanwhile, if you talk about the last player remaining, that's going to be LGD God. RRQ Room Mort is going to go down. Voldemort has already been taken down, and now North, it's all in the hands of North. Pre-grenades being cooked up by LGD God, but is he going to be there? Is he going to be surviving in that 1v3? That's going to be a big question, because in front of him is going to be BTRRA, and to fight against BTRRA, it's going to be a big situation of third parties coming up. Okay, so the smokes are now forming down as GPX Marshaller is going to take down one of the players from MORPH.
Oh, indeed. A lot of backlashes coming up, but eventually use of this SLK can be very critical. We already saw that this gun can be quite a nemesis to be precise. Another guy is actually trying to pick up some beautiful volleys,
no.
but a need parade,
Luxy.
the mini red zone being created in that triple story in that particular house was something very, very amazing to watch out. And just like that, BTRRA manages to put one down from the lobby. If we're talking about Team RRQ, they're also trying to get some good points. As you all can see, the guy known as Nerfek is actually having some good M16 action coming up. So that's amazing to be precise. Apart from that, Team Golden Raids, Mamel is once again getting backlash. If we talk about EVOS, Lysak, they are also trying to gain some good points. They are constantly trying to attack, push forward, and gain some good points. Eventually, that's not actually to do so, but yes, of course, the result is also not that clear for the moment, because Micro Boy is already out of equation. Lysak is going to be there. KF is there. Red Face is there. These are the 3 members. Oh, KF grenade coming from KF's corner. That was a deadly knockout coming up. Team Quantum Rage is not looking that strong as they used to be, but still they are trying their level best to bring back the glory of Quantum Rage in the game. Let's see how that actually happens. Eventually, if we talk about Team EVOS, they won't let Quantum Rage to just be in the zone.
You know, but again, the use of tribals coming up from the side of Southeastern Asian region, right? Later, we saw how Luxy got that frag for themselves, and now the Esports players are going to get a blow on Quantum Rage. They are wanting to go inside the next circle, but then they won't be allowed, and EVOS is going to confirm one more frag for themselves. Now, JWG is coming up in the fight. We haven't saw them in a long time, but EVOS REBORN. Okay, JWG is also going to go down. I8 is going to get them on them, as MORPH Rexy with the AUG is going to confirm one more frag for team. So now we have Team GPX and MORPH as the top contenders for that winner chicken dinner, but they're not present inside the next circle, and having a fight between themselves, it's going to be only one team going inside the next circle. 3 people forming up, and both the teams know the advantage of being inside the next circle. Meanwhile, if we talk about Quantum Rage, they're less numbered. They don't have the numbers with them. And if you have the numbers in the end circle, you are going to have that advantage. Team GPBR having only 1 frag with them. They have the vehicles available, and it's a 300-meter rotation that they have to cover.
I mean, the distance is not that much, but eventually when you see the zone, that is something which is quite critical to watch out, because this is the 5th zone. A lot of people are actually trying to just go ahead and aim the shots on you, and eventually that's what is actually happening. As you can see, a lot of shots are being delivered on GPBR's corner. People are trying to rotate, but eventually they are failing to do so just because of the number of damage which is coming from the enemy. It's not just one team trying to attack you. Every single guy which is still surviving, if he hears you, he's going to land a good shot on you, and that is something quite critical to watch out. There we go. Raj, if I'm not wrong, Rajaf was actually just taken down quite quickly, and eventually in that way, the other guy from MORPH was also taken down. Now it's all about Rocky. He's the last man standing. He has to actually move forward and gain some good points. Let's see how he's going to go ahead and deliver that kind of stance. But if we talk about Team TU, that is going to be Team DEWA United. Let's see how they're going to perform as well. 21 Esports, Dyson CMZ was taken down from Team DWG's corner. That's interesting. DWG Kia is also popping some blows. So yeah, it is very, very interesting to watch out how the gun game will be getting delivered. But eventually, I believe the recovery is something which can be possible. Apart from that, like it, apart. He was a sneaky guy. He retaliated with the fight. Apart from that, I believe Team DWG is constantly getting backlash. On the other corner, this is team number 10. That is going to be Team AG. They are going to be the performance is actually going to get calibrated, but with 4 amazing finishes, this team is moving up ahead. If we talk about team number 19, that's going to be 21 Esports. They are still gaining some good points. The last one standing from team 21 is actually going to be team 7 to be precise, is actually going to be on the back end. He wanted to rotate, and he is actually going to go for the rotation.
Well, indeed, he would be going to go, wanting to go for the rotation, but look at team of only one player surviving. That's going to be Rocky Triple G, and right now losing 2 players without any motive, without any position being given. It's I8 IQQ and a grenade battle by MGS Faster. Rocky Triple G is going to go down, and with that we have MORPH getting eliminated at the main position now. 17 surviving in the end circle, and EVOS REBORN. Do they have any chance to be inside the next circle? As soon as the smokes are going to get away from them, as soon as the smokes are going to go get finished, Liza is going to be spotted at any moment right now. And yes, Liza gets spotted from Marshallo. Team. This is about the mid-range frags. Marshallo is going to be there on the kill feed.
I mean, indeed, the kill feed is looking very, very amazing for Team GPBR. One good member from Team GPBR already gets a backlash from the play zone as well. Apart from that, the rest remaining 3 people are just trying to survive, trying to gain some good points. If we talk about Gen Foster, let's see how he's actually going to make it possible, where he might actually also receiving quite a few damages as well. Team 21 Esports with the 9 amazing tags and the loss of 1 good player is still surviving. This team is being very consistent. In the last one, they got the chicken. This one, they're already in the top 5. They're already having 9 amazing blows. In the previous matchup, I believe they had 11 when they had the survival of top 5. So they're looking very confident at this moment, but they've also lost 1 good player from their critical to watch out. Apart from that, Team GPR with all A3 shots coming up just like that, is landing some good shots, is reclining with some good points as well. Apart from that, some beautiful nades, some beautiful throwables have been used up on the ends of GPBR by Team PTR. Gen Poster is constantly trying to wreak havoc, constantly trying to attack, and eventually gain some good points. If we talk about their teammates, 2 good member of the team has already been backstabbed, has already been taken down, so that's something which is going to create a lot of let's say wreckage in the lobby. BTR misery down to dust.
Yeah.
GPBR's Grimmery is gaining some good points as well.
Well, indeed, this team needs time, but let's see. The fragger for the team is once again going to get the first knock, the first blow on the other side. No. GPBR Gremory with the perfect grenade is going to take down Gen Foster. And that position was not quite good for the teams. And as if we talk about Team GPBR, revival is being committed, but okay, Luxy with a different, a whole different location is also going to get tagged from GPX. So GPX is also saving GPBR at a very single moment, and trying to take down Luxy was their main motive. Here we see that Goten is cooking up a grenade for that stone. Yes, there's going to be a knock for sure. The grenade was accurate, the grenade was perfect. Another grenade goes on Scotty. Bale is surviving on 20% of HP remaining, and GPX, they're just going all in. The first hit is going to get popped up for the player, but then again, for how much long is he going to survive? No, not for much long, as Team GPX is going to eliminate 21 Esports, and confirming that chicken in the map of Miramar. The dreams are going to go down. The dreams are going to fall for the team GPBR Gremory. Team GPBR is surviving with 3 players in their hand. Team DWG is also remaining, but is this a chicken dinner for GPX? Possible, because they've got 16 eliminations in this match, and it looks like that it's a chicken dinner for them. It's a 4v3. Once again, it's a 4v3 where they have 2 players already knocked out from their side. The history is going to repeat itself if GPX is not going to get this chicken dinner.
Indeed, it's quite a beautiful matchup coming up. Let's see how GPX is going to capitalize on this particular matchup, because they've got the member standing once again. If I'm not wrong, the Danke is actually going to be the guy who is actually pretty much knocked out. but let's see how he's going to actually perform. Apart from that, zone is something which is not blessing them. Yes, of course. So yeah, GPX is actually having quite a few backlashes. They have to revive his teammate. They have to actually gain some good position in the free zone as well. But they've got the vehicle as well. Apart from that, the manpower is something that Team GPS is actually getting blessed with. But if we talk about the placement of the zone, that is something which is actually in the hands of Team GPBR. So definitely that team don't have to actually just climb back in the zone. But GPR can easily land some good shots, and I believe that is what they are actually trying to go for. And no, we don't have I8 in the lobby, guys. Everybody who is asking in the chat, we don't have I8 in the lobby currently. We had IHC, we had quite a few beautiful teams as well, but eventually the guy who was knocked out is back again in the zone. He's trying to push forward. He gets the zone in his favor. That's interesting to watch out. Now he's actually going to create an opening. Let's see how Dongpei is actually going to go for that. Eventually, if that opening gets created, I believe GPBR might not actually survive, because the nades coming from Donkey Yours can be very pinpoint precise, but eventually the nade went on a different location. But right now, those pixel shots are actually going to get delivered. Grimmery is about to receive a beautiful nade on his face to be precise. Let's see if this nade will get connected or not. Well, of course, the splash after the coach is coming up. Grimmery manages to keep some damage. Will it be significant is something we all actually want to go for. But nades are still coming. A beautiful guy taken down. Two good members from Team GPX have already been taken down. Talk about the team power. And here's the human power right now, but eventually two good members have been taken down. Now it's all about the last man standing. Is it actually going to be that particular guy? I believe that's Gremery who is still surviving. He's the only guy. He's only the ray of sunshine for this particular team. It's coming up, but eventually the spray still came in. Just like that, GPX was able to deliver the blows and gain the beautiful winner chicken dinner. The amount of frags, well, 20 amazing kills from the corner, 20 amazing eliminations from the corner, and a total of 35 pointer. I mean, that's massive. I thought that the performance from 21 Esports in the previous one with the 31 bomber was absolutely amazing, but right now, as you all can see, the goals have been crushed. The calibration is actually here in front of us, and with 35 point of a bomber, this performance is looking very amazing.
Well, yes, again, if you talk about Team GPX, the history did not repeat itself. Well, then again, they were outnumbered at a position where they lost two of their teammates. They were knocked out, but also not having the zone just like the Erangel map. But this time, they were passive. They were passive with their positions in the end circle. Not throughout the game. They got those frags. They were aggressive, just stealing out all the blows possible for themselves, and that's how they got the chicken dinner. If we talk about Team GPBR, a well-tried position by them. Some beautiful grenades being popped up. Team DWG, if we talk about, they got two frags. Talk about the 13th position, we have Team GNX with 0 eliminations. 14th position, we have Boom Esports with only 1 elimination in their hands. And if we talk about the 15th, we have AE. 16th, we have IHC. And on the 17th position, you got Team LGT with only 1 kill elimination in their hands. So yes, with this, these were the 7 teams that we had on the match of Miramar. As the map is finished, as the game is finished, 2 games are done right now. GPX got their revenge. GPX got a chicken dinner, which they lost on the map of Erangel Raider, but still, it's a half day done, not a half day done, because we are still left with 3 matches for the day.
Once again, the same lobby is going to be there executing their performance in the map of Erangel, so definitely it is going to be quite critical to watch out that how the gun game goes on. But eventually, we love the way the performance went out from GPX's corner. Started it off quite well, but eventually we're talking about Team 21 Esports as well. They also attained 9 to 10 frags in their perspective, and eventually went out at hashtag 4 position. So despite of going out to that early, the team is actually able to gain approximately 20 points in their favor. So that is actually showcasing 2 good teams which are being consistent. One is GPX, other one is going to be Team 21 Esports, and the performance is still looking very, very amazing from the corner. So we are going to witness a backlash once again coming up. We are going to witness how these teams can be consistent and what more can actually happen in the map of Erangel as well, because as we all know, Erangel is going to be the birthplace of every other competitive player. Whenever you install the game, you are going to get this match for the first one. So of course, I guess Erangel is a map where you know every single looking corner. So definitely it can help you a lot in terms of the aggression. But right now, we are actually going to take a short break, and we'll be back again on the desk with the match number 3.
I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. Why we always looking for more?
closer, we can do my place. Maybe we can try meeting up by 7. You'll be saying over, so it's guaranteed. I'll be forever thinking about you and me. I don't wanna let you go, I don't wanna let you go. Tell me what you want to know. Run your fingers down me slow, 'cause you're in my head. You are, 'cause you're in my head. 'Cause you're in my, I don't wanna let you go, I don't wanna let you go. Tell me what you want to know. Run your fingers down me slow, 'cause you're in my head. You are, 'cause you're in my head. 'Cause you're in my head. What you think? What you think? 'Cause you're in my head. What you think? What you think? 'Cause you're in my head. I don't wanna let you go, I don't wanna let you go. Tell me what you want to know. Your fingers on me slow, 'cause you're in my head. You are, 'cause you're in my head. 'Cause you're in my. Visions of you, with you. I'll be irritating. Visions of you, with you. Tonight, I'll be irritating. Tonight, I'll be irritating.
Flashing lights dance with fire in the night. I'm wired. Watch the time pass us by. Is this feeling lying? Could you pass the lighter? Yeah, I'm trying to keep my cool. Nicotine in my veins, flaming up desires. What am I supposed to do? 'Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo. Put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Maybe I should've
Esports Southeast Asia PUBG Mobile Invitational Scrims. And eventually, in these games, two good matches have already been passed out. First one was in the hands of 21 Esports. Second one came in for Team GPX. And with a pointer, was absolutely amazing. But right now, my name is Reja. Along with me, it's Mridul on the desk. And we are going to witness the third match for the day.
Well, then again, Raider, thank you so much for the warm welcome as we have already completed two matches for the day.
Yep.
Yes, it's been half day that we have witnessed till now, and still more three matches are left. Only one Erangel and one Miramar completed. And now going back to the Erangel map, where we saw 21 esports taking out a chicken dinner. They were less with the numbers. They had the zone advantage, and with that zone advantage, they converted it. Linux and Skykid converting those frags in the end, taking out a 1v2 where it was not possible. But then, with the rich cover he had, with the zone advantage he had, he took down the chicken on the map of Wrangle. Right now, focusing on the match number 3, it's going to be a matchup once again. The zone
Yep.
is going to be different. The flight path is going to be different. And as we go inside the next match, yes, the flight path is going to start towards the Nova Pranay and going to go towards the quarry. So a south-centric flight path and mainly focusing on the military base island. How the players are going to go towards the mainland, that's going to be a big question right now formed up in front of our screens.
Oh, indeed. The people, if they want to actually go towards like Severny, Stalberg, Kamishki, Jharki, and even Georgipol as well, they have to glide a lot of, let's say, distance. And apart from that, they have to gain some good vehicles so that they can eventually rotate and be back from the particular fight up. But right now, I guess we have to see that way the play zone is also going to rely, because the first play zone is
Yeah.
something which can easily orchestrate a lot of things. So let's see where the play zone is actually going to rely on. Apart from that, Team GPX, the previous Miramar team, is fighting with some more teams are eventually, if I'm not wrong, that could be Team DEWA United, which are there in the New Ripon region. So definitely the fights are coming up. And there is a
Yeah.
fight actually in the military base region as well. Two good members have been taken down as well. Military base, both of the regions are actually getting placed with some
Whoa!
good shots. And as you all can see with the TP28 shots coming up, two good members from this particular team has been taken down. But if I talk about Team AE, they are still moving up ahead. They are still trying to their level best to actually get the points. Let's see, will they be able to be successful in it? So Ancestor shot came
Oh
in, but from
no.
the right corner, I guess another shot was delivered. And now the last one standing is going to be way too far away from the compounds. Gaining 3 amazing frags for team number 4 is absolutely amazing. And military base is going to be the region where this team is going to rely on, and eventually being the brand ambassador of this particular region, I believe they performed equally well.
Well, yes, exactly. And if we talk about Team Alter Ego, LIMAX at this very moment, they engaged in a close range fight against the team and against I8. Oh, okay. IC is going to drop down on his position. Iron Sidecar 19 shots are being tried on IC, but then again, he won't be landing them. Flykid tried a lot, but won't be connecting those shots from the car 98 Ironside. Indeed, if it would have been connected, then we would be in a shocker, right, Raider? But if we talk about I8 at this moment, already 2 players lost, and now we have the third player coming up for a 1v4. Is that possible? Is he here for a self-damage suicide? Because, you know, at this kind of position, when you don't have the guns available, when you don't have the weapons available, yes, the player is going to go down. And meanwhile, 2 more frags converted for Team IHC, as in the region of hospital. In early fights, they would be having the shotguns, and what more than shotgun you want if you are in a close range fight?
Well, shotguns are something which can easily create a lot of, let's say, changement in the close range fights. But right now, let's focus on a fight coming from IHC corner as well. Alex has been taken down. We have got Demo, Abeli, and IC to be precise. Let's see how their performance is going to be calibrated. And there we go. Shotgun shots might have been delivered, but with that DPS blow, just like that, the squad has been taken down. Demo was also about to go down, but eventually the retaliation fire coming from the teammate was actually delivered. And IC is also trying to just work out his shotgun so that he can actually perform equally well. Apart from that, Team TU is actually trying to gain some good points. They are actually gaining some good eliminations as well. If we talk about Demo, well, this guy has to repatch himself, be ready for the next fight up. But right now, 4 amazing points, 4 amazing eliminations to be precise, being in the top 14, and eventually 54 people are just remaining. And even the first zone has not been shrunk right now. And before that, we have a lot of, let's say, clash coming up. So that is something which is absolutely amazing to watch out. IZ manages to go for the hospital region. If we talk about Team GNX, let's see how they're going to perform. Team GNXs tried their level best to actually gain some points in the last matchup, but they failed to connect some good points. But let's see, in this one, I believe the point system is actually looking a bit more favorable in the terms of, let's say, GNX, and they are looting, they are gaining some good points, and they are actually trying their level best to have the right kind of utility so that they can fight back whenever the fight comes in.
Well, yes, exactly. And if you want to talk about RRQ again, present on the position of prison. Well, this time they're not disconnected. Just previously, like the map of Triangle, where they were disconnected and they became the first team to be eliminated by the zone. Right now, also talking about their rotations, we're quite not available with how much they will be waiting for the zone. Previously, it was only 600 meters for them to rotate, but now it's a distance of 1,000 meters to be covered. And precisely if we talk about Team JWG, we haven't seen them getting into fights a lot of times, but then when they get into fights, it's only in the end circle. So a passive team where they have the zone advantage again, that will be a passive gameplay presented by them. But now we have Team MORPH engaging in a fight, and they already have a team bashing onto them. Why not just take that fight and engage in the best fight possible? Frenzy right now already taking a lot of damage, and he becomes the first player.
Indeed, the backlash is still coming up. And eventually 54 players are just trying to survive. When if we talk about Team MORPH, Yasna is going to be the region where the fights are still coming up. This guy is actually trying his level best to get the good points, but he fails to connect any kind of points. And eventually, the guy is still taking. Now, Team MORPH is just trying their level best to retaliate and gain some good points. Yes, of course, they are here with the two amazing tracks in their particular perspective. But if we talk about Rocky, well, that guy is also trying to retaliate. That guy is also trying his level best to gain some good points. First one, he was able to gain some 1 point in their favor. And with a beautiful drop shot coming up and a 1v2 coming up from Rocky's corner, just like that, Team MORPH is going to survive. Eventually, nobody is here to give a backstabbing, let's say, type of stance for them. So, yeah, Revival is something which is going to be easily possible for them. And Yasna is going to be the region which is going to get ruled by MORPH for the next few play zones. Whenever the play zone shifts, I guess they will be able to just move in and eventually gain some good utilities as well. Because Yasna is not a small compound to go with. You can easily earn and collect a lot of utilities, and apart from that, with 4 amazing finishes, they will be all smiling for round.
Well, yes, exactly, and that was just a two-man rush created by Team GENEXUS, where they got a knock on MORPH Frenzy. But then again, after that, it was a series of players going down from Team GENEXUS. Now it's Team GPBR right now focusing on their rotation. They have got those vehicles available for themselves, and yes, with that rotation, they're going inside the next circle. Talk about Team GPBR. They're one of the top three. They were one of the top three teams, and if I remember it perfectly on the map of Miramar, they got the second position. Lost it against Team GPX, and now they're going to be here for a revenge. You talk about Quantum Rage. We have seen them in those initial fights on the George City area, but if we talk about the northern Jodhpur, right? Being in the northern Jodhpur area and then going to go towards the containers, it's going to be a big distance covered up for them. Yes, it's a western focused zone right now being formed up, and if you talk about EVOS REBORN, they're just converting their rotations, they're just confirming their rotations near about Pochinki.
Indeed, Pochinki is going to be another beautiful region where the loots are actually going to get delivered. And eventually, if we talk about Team EVOS, they're also trying their level best to find a great spot to just rely on for the moment. But moving ahead, as far as the zone is concerned, the clashes is going to be there.
The western side.
The retaliation bias is actually going to be there for sure. Eventually, let's see how the whole situation will be getting delivered. There are quite a few teams which have actually gained 2 or 3 frags in their perspective. Like Team AE is actually there. Team IHC is also there with some good points as well. MORPH is there with the 4 amazing finishes. So obviously, these are the few teams which don't have to go that aggressive if they want to climb a lot in the leaderboard. But apart from that, if we talk about Team RRQ, let's see how this matchup is going to be on. Oh, Nerfek just got a crash coming up, but like, School Aparts is the region where this team is trying to rotate from. Nobody is here, so I believe fight up is not going to be there. But eventually, the first zone is about to go down very soon, and after that, the first zone will be getting compromised. I guess more and more backlash will be getting welcome. We have got Morph in the scene, that's SA in the scene, Voldemort is there, and Nerfek is going to be there. The 4-man power of this particular team can be very versatile, but let's see how the performance is going to get calibrated. Apart from that, we have got Team DWG Kia also trying to loot in the back-end regions of Pochinki.
Well, yes, again, if you talk about Team DWG Kia, most of the teams right now, Raider, we are going to see at this very moment are in the western side of Pochinki, are in the western side of the map. So indeed, most of the teams focusing towards the western rotation. Look at that! The vehicle is not going to get wasted. We want that vehicle back in the team. We want that vehicle to be used up. And yes, Luxy is going to have Gen Foster inside his vehicle at this very moment. A beautiful, beautiful rotation coming from the side of BTR, where they're not going to take the path, quite traveled, where most of the teams haven't been through. And with that, EVOS Reborn is in here for a straightforward rush on 21 Esports, where JWG is initiating a third party. But then again, with the grenade, Zen CNZ is going to get that knock, and EVOS Reborn is in a bad situation, because right now, at this moment, it's a 3v2 that we're going to witness. Oh no, a lot of damage. One more grenade in the same window. LIMAX, a grenade pops in, and with that, the grenade would not cover the distance where it should have been. Now that we have Microboy getting that revive, Lyzog is still on his knees. But then as soon as he gets that revive, Team EVOS Reborn is going to make a lot of damage on them, and that grenade, that self grenade, would take a lot of damage on Microboy.
I mean, when this kind of push comes in, obviously a lot of pressure is also there. A third party is there, so definitely Team 21 Esports is also trying to gain some good points as well. Scotty was taken down. Apart from that, one good guy from Team 21 Esports is also way too far away. That means it's a 2v4 situation coming up in this compound. And there we go. Oh, Dyson gets connected with a molly, and after that, a beautiful nade was able to, let's just say, pop him out of the equation. Now, Linux is going to be the guy who might actually come up with a 1v4, but let's see, is it going to be a possibility where that 1v4 is going to go on? Oh, some amazing sprays are still coming up. EVOS is trying their level best to gain some good points. Let's see how much more of a possibility is going to get built right now. One going to practice from the corner, but another knockout still comes in, and just like that, 3 good members have been taken down. Now it's all about Team JWG. If they are able to push forward, definitely a lot of backlash is going to be there right now, and I believe the push is already there. Yes, of course, the people are trying to push forward. Microboy has already been taken. Now that's a sad side to watch. EVOS Reborn might not be able to just, let's say, come back from this particular fight. A lot of backlash, a lot of drop clashes coming up. The nade comes in, and that is definitely going to pop him out if the nade placement is actually well enough. But yeah, the nade placement was not that accurate, not that on point. If we talk about KF, he is actually going to res out the other guy that is known as Microboy. But right now, as you all can see, PGRRA is also pushing forward. There is a sandwich strike situation coming for Team EVOS. Let's see how they're going to come back with that stance in their favor. Red face on the other corner might actually receive a lot of shot. But Rage Goku managed to put one down from Team MORPH. That means Team MORPH, even after getting 4 amazing frags, is now looking a bit unstable because they are receiving quite a few damages in the favor.
Well, then again, Team Quantum Rage right now engaging in those fights. And if we talk about Team BTR and JWG, it was not their fight. It was a fight of EVOS Reborn, which they were about to celebrate for, but then the celebrations have stopped. The celebrations have stopped for a long, long time. As now being sandwiched among Team BTR. BTR Gen Foster is going to get that now on EVOS KF. And EVOS KF was about to switch his position, not knowing that he has 2 teams in his compound. He is going to get knocked out. No chance of that revival, but then again, Red Face is going to stop one the player from BTR. BTR misery goes down as RRQ AC is going to confirm his kill on MORPH Frenzy. Okay, so the grenade pops in inside that shaft, and then we are going to see one more player getting knocked out. Yes, indeed, Gen Foster listens to the command I had with my commentary. And with that, one more player getting down from the team of EVOS. EVOS looks in a bad spot, but then again, even if BTR is going to celebrate the misery of Team EVOS at this very moment, it's going to be JWG ready for a third party. They are being silent. They are being silent at their position as Luxy changes his position towards the right hand side. Yes, BTR. Liquid has spotted one of the players from Team JWG as EVOS is really on a low HP right now.
Constantly trying to repatch himself with some good bandage, but eventually he is successful in it. Microboy is still let's say surviving. EF is there, Lyzag is there, but there we go. Luxy also gets down from Team Eliza, EVO's Lyzag corner. That's interesting. A beautiful knockout is there, but eventually a wholehearted push is also coming up from BTR's corner. Definitely this push can be very critical, and a lot of nades have been cooked up. Let's see how Misery 666 is they're going to perform with that, but eventually the throwable is not going to get connected with anybody for the moment. A lot of smokes have been used up. Okay, 2 good members from the team of BTR has been taken. Now that's a sad side to watch. Eventually this could be the moment where the whole team is going to get shattered really very soon, and eventually Team EVOS is still trying to perform. Microboy goes in for a close range touch. Let's see, is it going to be a possible situation coming from his corner as well. Apart from that, the beautiful FPP push is coming up. He's trying to delegate the fight, and also trying to keep the points in his favor. More amazing fights comes in, and just like that, GWG was able to put down Liza. That side towards GWG is trying to gain some good points, and now this has, or should I say, Gatka 6 houses has become the hub of an attraction and the hub of, let's say, clashes coming up. Let's see what happens. Eventually, a DBA shot comes in, and just like that, Micro Boy and Lysak already gets connected. Now, the last man standing is going to be way too low on his HP. Pepsi also gets a lot of shot coming up. That is interesting. Liquid with some beautiful shots is still delivering the fight in his favor. But right now, apart from that, the last man standing is clear. Also tried his level best to delegate the fight. Fails to do so. Now it's JWG, IHC also coming on the back end. Two good members from Team JWG have already been taken down. The guys which were in the Gatka 6 houses compound have been slayed like a beast right now. But apart from that, Shallow and the other guy, that's going to be Janri. I guess they have got the chance, they have got the opening, they can easily push forward. But the guy who's trying to go for the revival can be actually at a very vulnerable spot. Some people can easily see.
But then again, Team JWT, what an amazing fight being covered up. Oh no, Liquid, the man who converted that fight, the man who converted that fight for Team BTR is going to go down at this very moment. Meanwhile, if you talk about the cover being provided by Shallow, they know that BTR, even without one single position revealed at this moment, Team BTR is going to be in a bad position, as June 1 is not going to leave Liquid without any position, without any chance at this moment. And with that, Team BTR is going to lose Liquid out of that spot. Only two players remaining, that is Luxy and Misery. Liquid and Foster already converted. Now it's a 2v3 in front of them. Not actually a 2v3, indeed a 2v4. All the players revived from the side of Team JWG. As we also see that the positions being formed up by their side is really good. They're on the bottom floor where most of the players are accepted on the first floor, but no, they're on the ground floor of that house. And meanwhile, the cover provided by Shallow, they are going to take a fallback situation.
I mean, the immense amount of, let's say, the pressure coming up is absolutely amazing. The way people are trying to just relegate and gain some good points is quite amazing to watch out. Lexi on the other corner is also receiving some good shots. Well, of course, this team is getting shattered quite a bit because the last two members surviving from Team BTR are constantly trying their level best to survive a bit more and eventually gain some good points. On the other corner, if we talk about Team Quantum Rage, they have got the 4-man power. They've got some good blows in this fight up, to be precise. But Predator manages to find one more gap and eventually he's going to lay down to a good member from Team BTR. Waited for a long period of time, but eventually fails to do anything mesmerizing at that moment. Just like that, the game is on and dusted. Now, if we talk about Team AE, well, Fnatic, I guess that's the name. Fnatic 5x is the guy with the 1 elimination in his favor and a total of 7 eliminations altogether. From the back end, that's Team DEWA United, who are actually trying to just gain some good points as well. The third party is something which is going to be inevitable for now. Fourth zone is about to go down in dust, and eventually, as soon as the zone goes down, the clashes are going to incline quite a bit. BTR with some amazing fight finishes. They are still looking very strong, and they are the sole contender in that Gatka 6 houses.
Well, yes, exactly. And if you talk about the Gatka 6 houses, it was a bombarding situation being formed up on that position. And at this very moment, it's only one team standing strong. But, if you talk about just 5 minutes from now, there was 7 teams on Gatka 6 houses just from every single spot, north, northeast, south, southeast, south, southwest, any single position you talk about, there was a team present to be in a fight against the Gatka 6 houses. But now, as you see, Boom Esports is going to engage against Quantum Rage. Quantum Rage, meanwhile, is not going to stand straight, is not going to stand silent, as they are going to get that knockout. Boom, yummy. Meanwhile, another player goes down. It's a 2v3 situation, but GPBR is in a third party at this moment, and Quantum Rage Senior is back at the perfect spot. Would be engaging in a revival, but no, the shots are coming from a long range. He has to change his position, and with that changing his position, Quantum Rage Sigma Male is also going to confirm one more kill for the team. They have 4 eliminations. They are once again in the top 10. But are they going to convert that top 10 into a chicken dinner? That's a big question, because we have seen Quantum Rage in a lot of fights, in a lot of aggressive fights, but they are not able to convert that chicken dinner for themselves.
Oh, indeed. The winner chicken dinner is something which is going to be quite crucial for Team Quantum Rage and every single team which is still trying to perform. 9 teams are there, 28 people are residing. This is going to be the 4th zone which is going to get constructed soon enough. GPBR's one more people has been taken out. If we talk about Room Esports, well, look at that. This is actually very vulnerable spot coming from third and corner. Let's see, is it going to be a possible situation where they're going to survive? Yes, of course, he survives, but his teammate, that's going to be Sikamil, once again gets down quite early. I don't know what is happening to Team Quantum Rage, but every now and then this team is getting shattered quite early, and that's something which is not going to help him a lot. Apart from that, Senior also tags him out with a beautiful nade. Boom's excess has been taken down. If we talk about Senior, another beautiful nade is about to get delivered. Let's see how this nade is going to enact on it. And now this is the right time period. Senior should push in, and eventually the push is coming up.
Oh,
But
no.
look at the beautiful lady being used by Octa's corner. Just like that, the tides have been changed. Now it's all about Untitled. He's the last one standing. He's the only guy which is still trying to reside for Team Quantum Rage. Let's see how that one goes in. Eventually with a beautiful drop shot, the destiny has been written. Octa with a beautiful 1v3 coming up, just like that, manages to survive. But right now, how much more of a survivor is going to get left is going to be something which is going to be a bigger question for now, because of DWGs. Osal is also there, and a beautiful nade comes in. The impact is going to be mesmerizing for sure. The nade was actually a little bit pre-cooked, and that is why I guess the nade's connection was not that founded.
Well, then again, Octa is not going to lose any position right now. He is going to get that knock from that grenade. And meanwhile, if you talk about the first knock has been initiated, it's a 1v4 that he has to deal a blow. Skunk just remained at his position. He controlled his fire, he controlled his bullets, and at the right time, and at the right moment, he is going to deal the blow on the side of Boom Esports. Boom Esports goes down as DWG Kia will be confirming one kill for themselves, but they're outside the next circle and they want to rotate at any moment possible. We talk about Team RRQ Ryu. They've got those 4 frags and they are now on the top 6. Yes, they're up here for a revenge. They haven't been able to prove themselves in the first 2 matches. In the third match, they're back in top 6. And if we talk about the top 5, one more team gets out of the position, one more team gets eliminated. Team DWG have lost 4 positions. But then again, they are going inside the next circle with only 3 players in their hands. And IC cooks up a grenade. That's a long grenade being cooked up. But then, yeah, the vehicle will be saved. And they are looking for the next rotation. 28 meters for the next circle as Team IHC is surviving with only 2 players in their hands.
Indeed. Team IHC is trying to just gain some good points and eventually survive a bit more, but will they be able to just, let's say, survive is something which is going to be quite crucial to watch out. If we talk about Team DWG, Osal is the guy with only 0 eliminations, I believe, in his corner, and the guy which is having the eliminations is going to be Sung. Points, but of course the number of frags that they've actually attained is looking strong. 4 amazing kills from the corner. They are in the top 5. This could be the match where RRQ is easily going to get the winner chicken dinner. But apart from that, teams like IHC, teams like AE or BTRRA create a lot of backlash for them. DWG is already doing quite a few shots, and as well as that amazing for Team DWG, and they level best to gain some more. But apart from that, BTR is already seeing some good shots. Luxy being the last one standing, he wants to fall back, he wants to just really down the fights. Can he actually do so, or he's going to receive some good shots in his favor or not, is something which is very amazing to watch out. But as you all can see, a lot of shots are still coming up. Luxy constantly tries his level best to just fall back from the scene. Apart from that, RRQ Ryu is actually one of those teams which is about to just push forward. If the push comes in, BTR's Luxy is not going to survive anytime soon.
You know, Alter Ego being so strategic about their position, so strategic about their fight. They haven't been silent for a long time now. And as RRQ and BTRRA is engaging in those fights, they are being silent. They're there on that compound. They're well available on that position. But then again, being silent and giving the silent treatment to Team RRQ is what they're looking out for right now. 10 players remaining, 4 teams alive, 5 kills available, 5 eliminations available for Team RRQ. We talk about the last 4 teams. It's going to be IHC, DWG, RRQ, and Alter Ego LIMAX. These are the 4 teams surviving at this very moment. 8 kills for Alter Ego as they're looking for the medium range frags. Even in the end of the circle, Karami is going to confirm his kill on Scum as DWG. Only 1 player remaining. With that, RRQ is going to beat the blow, and with that, DWG Kia gets eliminated at the 4th position. The last 3 teams remaining, who is going to get that chicken dinner right now is the bigger question.
Oh, indeed. Winner chicken dinner is the only thing that everybody wants to focus on at this moment. Be it teams like RRQ or be it teams like AE or IHC as well. Everybody wants to just perform that and get that winner chicken dinner. If I talk about IHC, that guy is trying to rotate. IHC might not survive for another second, and eventually, yes, that's what happened. You can already see a lot of backlashes coming up. Apart from that, Fnatic is about to give a beautiful nade, about to throw up a beautiful nade. If I talk about Voldemort, he can easily spot him out. And eventually, if the spottation is done and dusted, I guess the guy definitely won't survive. And there we go. The nade goes in. IZ is going to go down in flames. And yes, of course, that's what happened. Voldemort with a beautiful patience in his favor, just like that, converted the fight. Once again, it's a 4v3 situation coming up, and it's between Team 4 and Team RRQ Ryu. So let's see which team is going to capitalize. And in fact, wants to push forward. And the guy which is actually going to be on the back end is going to be on bit. Let's see how he's going to actually gain the points. But he gets spotted, he gets taken down, and that's a sad sight to watch. Now the fight would have been, let's say, in their favor, is getting shattered, is actually not looking that great for team number 4. So with the side, but RRQ Ryu with 8 amazing eliminations. This team is still moving forward, but they get spotted. One good guy from the team RRQ Ryu has already been taken down. 9 amazing eliminations is there from the team. Now last time is also there, and with this the winner chicken dinner comes in, and the prediction that was there, like RRQ or Ryu might be able to get that winner chicken dinner is being very, very true. But with 11 amazing frags and a total of 15 position points, that means a total of 26 amazing points is there in the team, in the favor of Team RRQ Ryu. So that was absolutely an amazing performance coming up. But apart from that, teams like AE, a decent job done in Duster from their corner as well.
Well, indeed, they were being silent, they were being strategic. That's what I talked about, right? RRQ Ryu was just bombarding on the Gatka compounds in the end circles. They were not available with the fights in the starting of the circles, but then when they bombed back from the side of prison, where they were not available in the match number 1, but now as they came back, they got a chicken dinner for themselves. You talk about Alter Ego LIMAX, a good number of frags for them, as in total they have 9 frags for the team. You talk about IHC, 6 eliminations by IHC. I see indeed a great play from his side, but not a convertible chicken dinner from their side. You talk about Team DU, they were united, they got 4 frags, and the 8th position, 9th position for Team Quantum Rage, a good fight against Boom Esports. But in the end, in that 1v1, it was a lose-out fight for Quantum Rage. You talk about the 10th position, you have Team JWG with 3 frags. 11th position comes for EVOS REBORN with 4 frags. And you talk about the 12th position, you have Team MORPH Esports, 13th for team, and 14th for Team GENEXUS, 15th for Team GPX Esports, 16th for Team LGD, and on 17th, it was I8. All the chats who were asking, it was Team I8. It was the first team to get eliminated on the map of Triangle in the match number 3. Well, that it was done and dusted for the match number 3, as we are still waiting for the last 2 matches. Raider, we predicted that if RRQ Ryu comes back, they are going to get that chicken dinner for sure. And how excited we were and how happy we were when we saw that it was RRQ Ryu winning the last match.
I mean, definitely that team had the strength, that team had the courage to actually get that winner chicken dinner done and dusted in their favor.
Yeah.
And something which was like a cherry on cake was the survival that they actually had in the top 5. They were there with the 4-man power, they were there in the top 5, and eventually at that moment, when they pushed forward from the regions of BTR, RA, that was the region, that was the moment when we thought, yes, of course, that they're going to get the winner chicken dinner, because they had the manpower, they had the right place to push forward, and eventually the enemy was all in front of them. So there was nobody who was going to backstab them, and that was like, let's say, a blessing in disguise for them. But another thing which is going to be a blessing in disguise is going to be the map of Miramar, which is about to be there anytime soon. But we are going to take a short break, and we'll be back again soon on the desk, so that we can witness the 4th match for the day.
You're a trip giving me hope and solution. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do, cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hope and solution. Hope and solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hope and solution. Hope and solution. Hopeless solution. solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. I should know how to get into my feelings. You're a trip giving me hope and solution. Hope and solution. Hope and solution. Tell me why didn't you say? Why didn't you say the light through? Why didn't you say? Why didn't you say?
Are you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your Are you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your guy? talk the way even about your cat. How you talk the way even about your
Been trying to change what I've been trying to say. Words don't come straight from my head to my mouth. It's such a shame that it fell out of place. Was never me that was bringing you down. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Always looking for more. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Skyesports Invitational Scrims Southeast Asia. The game is going to be PUBG Mobile, and joining me here as my co-caster is going to be Raider Slays. Already done with the 3 games for the day, and as we saw in the third game, RRQ Ryu with an amazing performance, with an amazing bashing performance on the drop of Gatka compounds. And as they got that winner chicken dinner, we are going to go straight towards the Miramar map as the match number 4. Looking for the flight path Raider. As we know, the second match was in the hands of GPX. Are they going to get a second chicken dinner on the map of Miramar, or is there going to be a new team according to you?
Well, definitely, we are going to witness a lot of backlash coming up. So let's see which team is going to be there. And eventually, I want to see a new team, a new face coming up as a winner, chicken, and a victor type of team, so that we can see that balance of the equation in the leaderboard. And eventually, that can be very critical
Yeah.
to watch out. Two of these consistent teams were GPX and 21 Esports, but right now, Team RRQ is also adding up to that. So obviously, a lot of backlash is about to be there. A lot of ups and downs are going to be delivered. So waiting for the flight path to come in, waiting for the flight path to actually deliver the people in a, let's say, decent location where they want to drop in. It's basically starting from LSR going towards the prison region. That is interesting. So every single hot drop has been covered up except people, except like, let's say, drops like El Pozo or La Cobria. They are a little bit far ahead. Puerto Paraiso is also going to demand a, let's say, gliding situation. So definitely these are the few hot drops where people don't want to drop in right now. But eventually, if they want to drop in, they have to get the gliding done
Yeah.
and dusted, and eventually then only they are going to get that possible loot coming up in their favor.
Well, yes, exactly. Looking forward to the second match where we saw that the flight path started from Cruz del Valle and ended at the same position on Prison and Minas del Sur. But if you talk about right now, the flight path is starting from El Azhar. So you're the one of the main drops is going to be El Azhar indeed. But if you talk about Boom, they are going to once again go for the Campo Militar drop and on the Chumacera. Previously, it was an end circle near Chumacera, but right now, looking forward to the first zone, how it is going to land. BTRRA is going to be there on their usual drop of Picado. Engaging in the initial loot, they will be available with all the weapons that they need. But now it's IHC on the drop of El Azhar as we talked about El Azhar being the hot drop. It's an initial fight, already having that some initial fire on the position where he saw one of the players present. He wants to engage in that fight with the Scarrel, but no, the fire shots coming from outside the house. Okay, so the battle is between two different teams and two different players at the same moment.
Well, indeed, the clash coming from IHC's corner was absolutely amazing. But if we talk about Team LGD, let's see how they're going to gain the points in their favor. Definitely, a huge impact is going to get delivered. If we talk about Team IHC, Alex is there, IC is going to be there, Abeli is there. Demo is trying to create up a flank, which can be very, very mesmerizing for them. Come up like a blessing in disguise for them, but Abeli gets spotted with those vector shots coming up. It was absolutely mesmerizing. But right now, two good guys are trying to push forward on IHC. Coming up, but still, the result has not been delivered. It was like, let's say, all of a sudden the momentum came in and that IHC are about to go down the knees. But this is something we not expected that this early IHC is going to get started. But if we talk about Team LGD, well, they are coming back with some good points of their own. If we talk about IHC and Demo, these are the only two guys which are still surviving. Let's see how much more of a survival is going to get left from the corner. Because if we talk about IC, he's constantly punching in the air, trying to just be as a ninja, trying to survive, trying to live for the another fight.
Indeed, not to give those footsteps. This is one of the strategies that most of the players are still using in the meta. But if you talk about Team LGD, they already got those two frags. And the M249. And in the start, if you have this weapon, oh no, the one of the most deadliest weapons. Raider, witnessing one of the top things right now today, I got that the shotgun meta, gets a lot of importance in the Southeastern Asian region. And if you talk about the teams, most of the teams, even if they have the shotgun, LGD, GPX was present on El Azhar for a third party, but now they will be saddened by the decision how they should handle this decision for themselves. LGD Light would be taking a beautiful knock on one of the teammates. And meanwhile, if you talk about the long position, it's only Donkey who is able to revive his teammate. Would he be able to do so? That's going to be a big question because Marshaller, the teammate who is responsible for all the mid-range fights, has already been confirmed. Gorton is knocked out on a high ridge advantage. But then again, to make that revive possible is not going to be an easy fight for Team GPX. That grenade, ooh! Barely 5% of HP was remaining for Team GPX. Donkey, but yes, he would be healing himself. He would be getting that first hit from his teammate. And now, as we still have, IHC remaining, one player remaining from IHC, LGD would be just confirming their frags, before it's a third party getting those frags for themselves.
I mean, definitely, if we talk about IHC's Demo and IC, both of them can be very, very chaotic at this moment. They can easily bring back the right kind of, let's say, clash. So, apart from that, if we talk about Team 15, they are also receiving some good, amazing throws in their favor as well. Apart from that, if we talk about Team GFX, well, second match, if I'm not wrong, was there in their favor with the 20 plus points in their favor in terms of finishes. But right now, in this particular match, GPX is not looking that strong as they were looking in the second match of the day. But right now, IC also decides that he's also going to pop in shots. But there we go. Pascal also gets down with a beautiful hit. Last timing is actually going to be on that double story house. Let's see how he's going to rely with that particular fight. And he's the lone man wolf. And just like that, the fight has been pretty much over. GPX becomes the first ever squad to get eliminated from the equation.
Well, yes, exactly. GPX is that team who were the, chicken dinner makers, but now they are the first team to be eliminated. Well, yes, indeed, they had that confidence of the map of Miramar, but To be engaging in a initial fight, you need to have all the weapons, you need to have all the armory with yourselves, and indeed they lack that teamwork. One of the players who was knocked out on that height advantage couldn't get that revive. The medium range player for the team, that is Marshall, who is always available on the kill feed, also was the first player to be taken out from the team. So all the things landed bad for them, and all the dots were connected, and that's how Team GPX got that elimination. With that, we still have LGD, who are having 6 frags right now, and they still have a competition. They still have 2 players remaining. 2 players were taken down quite early, as Team LGD took down Team GPX right now. And now engaging in that fight, it's a 2v4 where Light is also up with some initial shots. IT has been spotted. And let's see if a 2v4 gets converted. Oh no! IHC gets that first frag, and now it's 2v3. Who is going to win this fight? It's going to be a bigger question right now. IHC just gets a lot of damage. There goes IC with the AK damage on LGD YCD is just running. IC gets that second knock on team. LGD and YCD will be taking down IC. He got 2 knocks. That was a bare minimum situation, and if YZD wouldn't have got the perfect timing, if the timing was wrong by LGD YZZ, that would have been a 1v3 converted by IHCIC. But okay, what goes down for well. Indeed, in the end, it's Team LGD confirming their fight, but they are going to lose double C DVD.
I mean, the clash, the retaliation, the backup coming up from the particular corner is absolutely mesmerizing. Moving up ahead, 15 teams are still surviving, 57 players are still surviving. Let's see how these teams and players are actually going to perform and eventually give us the right kind of clash that we actually want to go for. But
Yeah.
as you all can see, currently 15 teams, 57 players. Everybody is trying to just be a little bit more pacifistic. One good guy from team number 10 is trying to rotate just a little bit more closer. And as you all can see, the shots are being exchanged. MORPH is trying to actually delegate with the fights as well. But right now, the push comes in, and definitely it's a tough situation for MORPH because their manpower is not something which is going to be here anytime soon.
Well, yes, exactly. The manpower is always required, right? When you talk about a map like Miramar, you know you need to have cover from each and every side, because at any moment, at any given time in these open rounds, you are getting to get those shots. As now it's Team I8 Esports engaging in that fight against MORPH, and they've already got 2 frags on MORPH. Meanwhile, MGS Faster also gets knocked. MORPH is in a bad situation where I8 Esports is landing pretty bad. And meanwhile, Frenzy up with a good fight. Okay, he was peeking, but he got all the shots. He got that disadvantage, and I will at the given time. Frenzy has been that. Okay, the kill would be confirmed. Frenzy GG is looking to get that kill confirmed. Meanwhile, on the buggy, the shots have been fired, and he has, he looks for a fallback situation. He looks to go back in the side. Picks up his player. He wants the player to be inside the cover. Frenzy up with a different position, up with a different lookout for this fight. He is going to get a lot of tags, and Frenzy is going to take down that. Oh my god, is going to take down the player. And Frenzy on the different position. Buzzim trying to provide that cover, but won't be able to make a knock on Frenzy.
I mean, the immense amount of pressure is actually just lurking at this moment. Let's see how the teams are going to delegate with this particular fight. You can already see a lot of plays, a lot of needs have been delivered, and Team MORPH is not looking that strong as this, but disposal. The people are actually getting shattered. Right now, the last man standing from this particular team is going to be Rajab. He is actually on the target. Fall back, and eventually for Team MORPH, the best strategy is going to just fall back from that particular perspective, but I don't know how will they be able to just, let's say, fall back and retaliate a bit more, because if we talk about team number 10 Asians, these particular team is just trying to push forward. They're trying to create a flank like situation coming up, and if the flank is actually successful, they won't actually survive.
But yes, indeed, both of the teams are outside the circle, right? It's 1,300 meters of distance to be covered for both the teams. We talk about Team I8 Esports. They've already spotted a flank. They know that 2 players are present at a particular spot. And look at that kind of rotation. At any given moment, if MORPH engages in a fight against I8 Esports, Buzz M is ready with that flank. Buzz M is ready with the position, and he knows that he has spotted those players. But that, is a long slang. To be honest, with the M43X, that couldn't be possible. But no, he has made it possible. With that, I8 QQ is going to get that knock for himself, and now he and only one player is going to survive, and that's going to be Rajab. Can he take this fight for themselves? No, he wouldn't be able to take so. And Team MORPH has been eliminated. A beautiful fight. A beautiful fight for the Ice. I eliminated Team MORPH, but now on the other side you have Team AE engaging against BTR RE.
Indeed, quite a few amazing gun game coming up in the particular perspective, but right now 14 people and 14 teams to be precise and 48 people are still surviving. People are trying their level best to gain some good points. Let's see how much more of a possibility is going to get built is something we all want to actually witness right now. 14 is the number of team, and on the back end some more shots have been delivered. As you can see, Team PTR is also trying to gain some good points of their own. Let's see, will they be a possibility where they're going to gain their points. Alter Ego Linux is one of the beautiful teams trying to retaliate. There will be let's say Quant Range as well, trying to but BTRRA gets connected with a beautiful backlash, and it was a 1v2 coming up, and I believe Misery didn't have that particular right kind of clue, and just like that, Misery is also out of equation, and now we are coming up at an equalizer. It's a 3v3 like situation coming up. Sprays being delivered. Let's see how Liquid is going to retaliate with that particular fight up. If we talk about Fnatic, well, this guy is actually way too scattered from his teammates as well. He don't have the right kind of utilities. I mean, if we talk about the nades, if we talk about throwables, that is something we are missing right now. Apart from that, Potato goes in for a beautiful nade, but he fails to connect. Apart from that, from the back end, more and more people are just trying to push forward. Potato might actually be receiving some shots, and there we go. Potato gets down from Liquid's corner. That was a beautiful Scarlet burst coming up. Just like that, another beautiful knockout came in. Another nade has been cooked up. We have 4 nades coming from Liquid's corner. Well, this one can be very critical, and there we go. The nade went out. The damage was not delivered. Another beautiful 1v1 came in, and just like that, Team Alter Ego is not looking that great in their particular perspective. Sans is not looking that great. 2 good members from their particular team have already been shattered. If we talk about the third one, he's already knocked out. If we talk about Bonbeth, he's constantly trying his level best to just go ahead and get that revival done and dusted. I don't think so. It's going to be a possible like situation coming up, and there they go now. 1v1 comes in. Plays are being delivered, but just like that, GenForce gets the fight in his favor, and with this, Team BTRRA, after losing one good having 4 amazing frags from the corner. If I talk about Team RQ Ryu, let's see how this team is going to perform, because in the last one I believe 11 frags were there. Right now 5 frags are already there in their favor, and they are in the top 13. They are still trying to survive. They are having the 4-man power, a little bit outside the particular play zone. They have a long way to go, a long journey to actually acclaim, but still they are trying their level best to gain those points.
Well, this time the zone goes towards the west. It's El Pozo inside the circle. Most of the teams are still not inside the circle, and look at the eastern side. Scattered outside the zone, they need to cover a lot of distance. They were united inside the circle. They want a good position, but they have one player waiting for themselves. Okay, the shots won't be fired as he's one of the last players surviving from his team. We talk about they were united, they won't be having those kills. Bots are already eliminated, in the early fights. And if we talk about Boom, okay, he's not the last player of the team. He's just alone here. He's just alone, and he got that advantage. He got to know that one of the teams are rotating from this position, and he also has 1,200 meters of distance to be covered. Indeed, with that intel, he is going to provide towards his team, and with that, wow, just scattered throughout the region. Boom Esports is now going to punish DEWA United with the best of.
But indeed, the backlash is looking very strong right now. Let's see how the gun game will be getting delivered. 12 teams, 42 players are still surviving. Another beautiful nade has been cooked up. I believe that nade can be very critical, and of course the nade goes in. Nobody gets attached with that particular nade because Team DEWA United knew that this is what is actually going to start off the fights. Every single now and then, whenever the fight comes in, people are trying their level best routines and good nades and eventually give damages with the vehicles as well. Oh, the nade came in and just like that connected, and just like that, the guy has been taken down. That was a beautiful on-point nade coming up, and just like that, United completely being diminished from the particular perspective. But apart from that, BTRRA fails to connect any kind of good shots, but still they are having 5. That guy is just constantly trying to fall back. That guy is just constantly trying to live for another moment. And 6 amazing tries are already there in the corner. Which was quite chaotic for them. If we talk about GenForce, well, this guy is actually having a very beautiful idealistic POV in his
Talk about Team BTR at this moment. They have those 5 frags. Well, they have lost Misery, but again, having those 3 men, they need to be on that position. They just need to be silent. But on the other side, you have RRQ engaging in a fight against Quantum Break. So, two teams from the Pakistani region fighting against one of the two teams, best teams from the Thailand region. You talk about BTR, they are going to get that knock confirmed on LGD. So BTR also engaging in one of the else fights that they have. And the rotation covered up by Esports, they will be inside the next circle. But with that, the grenades have been popped and the grenades are being fired down. Sigma Male is going to take a lot of damage from that grenade. Meanwhile, RRQ Ryu is looking towards the rotations. They are just being bombarded from each and every side, and with that, Team Quantum Rage is ready for the fight for the game. They lost two players in that fight. They were scattered, and with that, they would be dealing a lot of blow from RRQ.
Well, definitely. I guess the other guy that is known as SI gets the revival done and dusted in his favor. That is absolutely amazing. 7 amazing frags is there from the corner. They are constantly trying their level best to chase some good points. If we talk about Team R, again, the point is about to come in. Team Boom is also receiving some good shots from Team R to Ryu's corner. Well, first, the sprays are coming up. The retaliation fire is back out. I'm actually still waiting for that, let's say, Team R or Dampor actually coming up, which has not been seen for a long time. Hexus gets down with the play zone, but I believe this finish can be experienced by some other guy. But from the other corner, that was Zerfak who was taken down, and this is actually creating an opening which we never wanted to witness. But right now, the opening has been created. It can be very critical for Team R, but apart from that, Hexas is one of those guys who is definitely going to go down for sure. The Ridge glitch is there. He is actually being very, very visible as per our perspective, but not that visible when it comes to the finishes.
Well, yes, exactly. When you talk about the finishes right now, the rich perspective is landing perfect for the team of BTR. Now you see 21 Esports, one of the teams who is known for their aggression right now, being passive to get that chicken in the match number 4. The grenades are being popped up on Quantum Rage. The two players remaining from Quantum Rage are in a bad situation. They just got inside the zone, but no, they won't be able to hold the location as. Oh, look at that top mountain. Look at the mountain top. We have one of the teams firing shots on Team 21 Esports. So again, even if they come above that ridge, they are going to get those shots connected. Meanwhile, if you talk about Team 21 Esports, yes, they've got the cover for themselves. They are in the northern side of El Pozo, as still they have a zone available for themselves.
Indeed, quite a beautiful gun game is coming up. Let's see how the fights are going to get delivered. Still living up to the charm, still trying to gain some good points in the paper as well. Apart from that, we have got 26 players right now. So yes, people are getting chatted as well. If we talk about Team RRQ, they are also there with the 4-man power. They have to rotate, they have to gain some good points. Eventually being outside the vertical play zone is not something they want to go with. Still some shots being exchanged as a distance of 100 plus meters of removal. And effect, so he received quite a few damages. But apart from that, we have got 21 Esports coming up with some good nades of their own. Anton was taken out with a beautiful nade, and just like that, finding some more probes being exchanged. Damage is still coming up. Definitely won't be an easy task for a team who are survive. There we go, the retaliation fire is still coming up. Senior comes up with some blows of his own. Oh, with that UMP45 blow, he was able to retaliate. With a beautiful intensity coming up from his corner. I believe there is a situation of a 1v3 coming up, but doing that 1v4 is something which is not going to be that easy. But there we go, shots still comes in. Scotty comes up with the blows of his own. Scotty way too high on his HP, but still trying to really get the fight. Yes, the damages are coming up. And finally, okay, I thought in this moment that was taken down, but eventually Senior still survives. He's still living up to the charm, still gaining some good points. He's moving up like a phoenix for the moment and gaining some good points for his team. Let's see what more can actually he do and how many more points can actually be delivered from his corner as well. Is something we all want to actually witness. But right now, Team 21 Esports is getting shattered quite a bit. They are actually facing the right kind of wrath which is coming from the ends of Senior. But Senior about to receive his third frag as well. Let's see how he's going to contemplate with the particular fight, because if we talk about Team 21 Esports, constantly trying to just be back as far as away from the situation as it is possible. But GPBR also trying to push forward. Team 21 Spy Kid was taken down. That means the third frag for that particular guy from Team Quantum, that was Senior, is already coming up. DWG, another beautiful team. DWG Kia getting shot down from the particular team known as RRQ. They are constantly attacking on them, but still the result is not being that clear. 11 amazing frags from Team RRQ Ryu's corner, and they are still not stopping. They have put the 4-man power. I guess they are here to give the back-to-back winner chicken in this.
But then again, if you talk about Team RRQ, the amount of confidence they've got, would be getting in that close-in fight, but no, they won't be standing strong for a longer time period, as it's going to be RRQ. engaging in a 4v2 fight. They won this fight again for themselves, but they're outside the next circle. They want to go inside the next circle as GPBR is standing strong, just like a pillar, just like a statue, for themselves to enter. If you talk about I8, they have been eliminated, but the other team from the region, Quantum Rage Senior, what an amazing play from his side. That was a 1v3 that we witnessed from his side, and he confirmed those frags. Senior will be rotating for the next circle as he's the last player surviving from Quantum Rage. 21 Esports just demolished. That is what I'm going to talk about. But now, RRQ coming inside the next circle as the other team, GPBR, is going for a rotation. Okay, let's just what are we seeing? And look at DBS being used by the side of Team RRQ mod. He would be demolished for that decision. With that, Nerfek is going to get a knock by the UMP, but okay, the UMP won't be getting a lot of damage for a longer time period as Team RRQ Ryu would be eliminating GPBR. GPBR was holding that spot, but I don't know for what reason they were running from their location. With that, as they were running from their spot, they were running for a rotation. Right now, we can see that RRQ are being shot down from 21 Esports. No team is inside the next circle. They are looking towards the positions that they have. But to be inside the next circle, look at Team JWG. They have been passive throughout all the games we have been seeing. But this is for the first time that they have entered the top 5. Can they get their first chicken dinner? Again, indeed, even of their first chicken dinner in the match number 4. They won't be having a good spot in the overall leaderboard, but again, they would be in the end. These are just scrims that we are witnessing from the Southeastern Asian region. And if you talk about Quantum Rage, that was one heck of a performance. Right now, talking about BTRRA, Luxy is going to get 2 knocks on Team JWG. Luxy indeed being a single player for the team, the solo damager for the team, going to get 2 knocks, but a third party coming in from the other side is going to be RRQ dealing the damage on Luxy, and with that 2 knocks being confirmed, Luxy is going to get taken down. Shallow is going to be the last player surviving from JWG, as right now we can see that June 1 is on his knees. Shallow is going to try all his performance, all his positions that he have got. Now in his hands as RRQ is also going to confirm his skill on June 1.
Indeed, a beautiful performance coming from Team RRQ's corner. Nerfak is trying to create an impact. Nerfak is absolutely looking strong. Apart from that, some more shots have been delivered. As you can see, a lot of backlash is still coming up. The team is trying their level best to delegate and gain some good points. Now they have to actually be in the zone as well. 17 amazing frags. They are in the top 3, and that is absolutely mesmerizing. It's a fight between giants. It's a 2 versus 2 versus 2. Everything is looking very pacifistic for Team RRQ as well. But if we talk about Team BTRRA, their performance is also looking very amazing. But right now, they have to push forward. They have to gain some good ridges in their favor so that they can actually push apart and gain some good points. Let's see, is it going to be an easy task for them or not? Well, there we go. The sprays are still coming up. The guy is already getting attacked from the vehicles and I guess the push is still coming up from the back end. The cover is also being delivered, but still, the enforcer was able to actually just put him apart, and eventually now he's going to gain the finish as well. Let's see what is going to happen. But there we go. From the back end, it's RRQ Ryu to be precise, once again coming up with some beautiful blows of their own. 18 amazing points is already there in terms of the aggression, in terms of the, let's say, 1v1 coming up, or the, should I say, eliminations coming up. Right now, it's all about getting that winner chicken dinner. If they get that winner chicken dinner, man, that is absolutely going to embark a new kind of, let's say, suspense in the lobby, because that can easily help them a lot to bump up their position in the leaderboard. And the team which is already in a competition is going to be Team GPX, because that is the only team which had 20 flags in their favor and a chicken dinner. This could be another team. This could be another, let's say, beautiful, glorious moment coming from RQ and Ryu's corner. SI is there, a beautiful area. Apart from that, the GENEXUS has been spotted. That is actually very sad to watch it, but eventually that guy has been spotted. So yeah, the shots are still coming up. He has to repatch himself. The zone is also pushing forward. If we talk about SI, he's actually going to move up, and there we go. Now the 1v1 comes in. Definitely won't be enough. Oh, what was that? How did he deliver that beautiful 1v1 in his favor? And just like that, GENEXUS comes up with a backup, comes up with a back and forth. Amazing fight coming up. And now the last man standing from Team RRQ Ryu is going to be there on the back end. That's going to be like it's a 1v1, man. What an amazing performance coming up. If I'm not wrong, I guess SI received a lot of shots coming from the back end from team number 21 Esports as well. So team number 19, that is 21 Esports, coming up with some beautiful 1v1 as well. Now the mollies are still coming up. Molotov cocktail could have actually damaged him a lot of but the damage is still not coming up. If we talk about Gen Foster, he has to push forward, he has to gain the points. Let's see, is it going to be a possibility? Because the only guy which is in the zone is going to be from Team Araki Ryu. It could be a time momentum where I guess 21 Esports is going to take up a fight and eventually get diminished by BTR's angle. And after that, whoever resides, whoever remains, is going to get attacked by Araki Ryu.
Well, then again, it's a 1v1v1 as we saw. And RRQ Nirpek is just at this position. The grenade was good. He got some amount of damage on him, but then again, Gen Foster, okay. 21 Esports is going outside the circle as Gen Foster would be confirming his kill. He is low, Gen Foster is low. It's a 1v1v1. M4 has been switched and it's UMP against M4. Who is going to win this fight? It's in the open and Gen Foster, look at the amount of move he's seeing right now. And Gen Foster, 10 bullets were remaining. And that moment is godly. BTR Gen Foster would be confirming the chicken dinner for himself. And OMG, the moment we saw, it was a 1v2v1 right. One of the players from RRQ pushed on BTR Gen Foster. He was demolished. And in the end, some things should have been learned from that. But no, BTR Gen Foster converting this chicken dinner for the team, having 9, 12, 13 kills in this game. Raider, I'm just in a shock right now. What was this match? What was this moment?
I mean, the immense amount of pressure coming from the enemy's corner was absolutely amazing. I mean, the way Gen Foster retaliated, the way he actually got that 1v1 against RRQ's SF, I'm not wrong, and after that, Nerfak was also there with the 1v1 he
Perfect.
delivered. Last 3 fights from his corner was absolutely amazing. Gen Foster, being the last man standing, there could have been a moment where the pressure would have been immense and eventually he would have been taken down, but he dealt the pressure like a baby, and eventually, just like that, the performance was there in their favor, and a beautiful winner chicken and a much needed one, a much deserving one came in their bag. Apart from that, in the leaderboard, I guess still RQ Ryu is going to be on top because they had 18 frags, and the amount of frags
Yeah.
that they have actually attained was absolutely amazing, and a total of 12 points per position also is going to get delivered. That means a total. And if we talk about Team BTR, from their corner, 13 frags were there and 15 for the chicken. That means only 28 points for them. That means in a leaderboard, in a longer period of time, let's say as an aspect, BTR is still on the back end, on the second position, but the way they got the winner with the chicken was absolutely mesmerizing. And even if they are not having the highest amount of points in the match was standing, they are definitely having the points in our hearts by giving this kind of carnageous performance. But right now, guys, we are going to witness the last match for the day, and for that, we are going to take a short break, and we'll be back on the desk.
I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. Why we always looking for more? 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 Why we always looking for Had a feeling we had something. 'cause you're in my. Visions of you, with you. I'll be irritating. Visions of you, with you. Tonight, I'll be irritating. Tonight, I'll be irritating.
Flashing lights dance with fire in the night. I'm wired. Watch the time pass us by. Is this feeling lying? Could you pass the lighter? Yeah, I'm trying to keep my cool. Nicotine in my veins, flaming up desires. What am I supposed to do? 'Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo. Put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do? 'Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo. Put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you into my feelings. You're a trip giving me hope and solution. Hope and solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hope and solution. Hope and solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution.
Risk, and this is going to be Sky Esports present Invitational Scrims. This is the Southeast Asian Scrims. Eventually, 4 good matches have already been passed out. My name is Rida. Along with me, it's Mridul on the desk. And guys, now it is the last match for the day. It is the map of Erangel where we are going to witness the carnage coming up. And let's see how this beautiful map is going to figure out and give us the kind of carnage that we want to see.
Well, yes, exactly. The last match finished with a beautiful, beautiful 1v1 that we saw between Jen Foster and one of the players from RR Kiryu. It could have been a continuous chicken dinner for RR Kiryu, one in the map of Firangal and then in the map of Miramar, but that was not possible because of the beautiful 1v1 performed by Jen Foster. Even having those last 4 bullets, he didn't go for a reload. He had the ridge advantage. Even if he was on the lower ridge, he didn't get that reload. He knew that he had the aim with himself and he got the chicken dinner for the team. But to be honest, at this very moment, it's last Erangel. We are going to witness 3 Erangels and 2 Miramars in a day. So Miramars are over. And now the Erangel, the last match for the day. Quite excited for the map. And let's see who gets the winner chicken dinner in the map of Erangel. Match number 5 is going to be live at any given moment as the plane path is in front of us. Starting from the quarry, going towards the mansion and Lipovka side. Divided the map into 2 halves. It's a centric plane path right now that we are witnessing, starting from the southwestern side going towards the northeastern side, as most of the teams through the gliding path and through gliding would be reaching their initial drops.
I mean, definitely quite a beautiful flight path is coming up, but right now we have to witness that way the play zone is going to go on, because the first play zone is already going to orchestrate and eventually plan out a lot of new strategies, and the play zone comes up in the northeastern region. That is absolutely amazing to watch out. People which are dropping in that vicinity is easily going to hear it right backward. But if we talk about Team LG, well, there we go. Team ISC is not looking as strong as they should be, but 2 good members from Team ISC is already about to go down. But Light, well, of course, Light is actually there being knocked out. He is going to get that revival done and dusted for sure. But Team ISC is, after losing, let's say, few good souls of their particular team, is not looking that strong. Team ISC from the start is getting shattered. From the past 4 matches as well, Team ISC was unable to contemplate and gain some good points in their favor as they are known to be. But right now, PP19 Bison along with the AKM is going to be the gun combination for demo, and there we go. The push is still coming up. This push can be very versatile, and as you all can see, if we talk about this particular guy from LGD, he's just waiting for the right moment, and the pistol shots are coming up. Demo gets connected quite a bit. Oh, he might actually go down, but no, he escapes. He's actually going to escape quite a bit, and just like that, he's going to just decline the fact that he might actually go down. But for sure, Latka 6 houses is once again going to be the hub of a lot of flash coming up. Let's see how Demo is going to repatch himself and eventually bring back his kind of, let's say, consistency. Apart from that, you've got Team LG's a member trying to push forward, and a beautiful nade has been cooked up. The Tesla has been summoned. Let's see how the fight is going to get delivered. The nade comes in, definitely surprising, but still, after that foot, IHC's Demo also gets down. Right now, 2 good members from Team IHC. 3 good members from, to be precise, from IHC's corner has been taken down. But right now, if we talk about Team 21 Esports, they are way too close. They can be one of those squad who is easily going to land a huge amount of, let's say, parity on this particular team. I don't know how they're going to survive, but definitely survival is something which is going to be much more tricky for Team LG at this moment.
Well, yes, exactly. And if you talk about Team LGD, 2 of the players are still surviving. One of the players gets a revive. And meanwhile, if you talk about DVD, he's not having those weapons. He's not available with the weapons. And right now, if you talk about LGD, MVM, they're in a bad situation. On the other side, it's 21 Esports. And you can see the amount of split that they have got. Yes, one of the players is in the open, but that player is not having any of the weapons available with himself. We talk about GNX. GNX is also going to engage a fight against MORPH. And The fight's once again starting up. It's 21 Esports Fly Kid on the right hand side, and he has all the angles for the flank. Not to because LGD light goes down, and with that, 21 Esports are in a bad position.
Indeed, Team 21 Esports was not looking that strong as they were actually looking in the first few, let's say, connections coming up. As you all can see, Team BTR is also receiving quite a few damages coming up. We have got Jen Foster once again trying their level best to actually retaliate, but Jen Foster was actually taken down quite early. Lexi is there, Miss MI. Sari is also going to be there, but yes, of course, Misery is actually trying his level best to give some good backups. MORPH, one good member from Team MORPH was taken down, but finally, Team BTR is looking at a very worse side of their particular team, and with
Oh
a beautiful
no!
DPS shot just like that, Team DEWA United was Team GWG. Kia was absolutely able to gain some good points in their favor. Just like that, Team BTR, the one who actually got the winner chicken in the previous one, is now out of the equation, which is something very amazing
Yeah.
to watch out. But now moving up ahead, if we talk about Team GWG, Prismark is the region where they are trying to just loot and get the loot convoluted into their favor. So let's see how the whole situation will be getting carried away. GWG still looking strong, still having the four-man power, and the right utilities are something they are actually working on.
Ah,
Well, then again, if you talk about Team BTR, kicked out from their usual drop, kicked out from their usual position, it was Team BTR who always stays in Pochinki, but now in that position, DWG Kia will be wiping them out at the 15th position. You talk about the last 14 teams surviving. JWG, this time they're looking for some aggressive fights. This time they're looking for some initial kills because, as far as we know them, in the first 4 matches and how they have been performing, they have been silent and they have been passive throughout the games. Talk about Boom Esports, they are away from the teams, they are away in the Lipovka region. Zone is not quite far from them, and actually, to be honest, at this very moment, they are inside the next circle. Talk about Team RRQ, they've lost one of their players, but okay. Moving outside the prison quite early, they have moved for a rotation near match.
Indeed. The rotations are still coming up. The clashes are still being very, very amazing to watch out. But right now, let's see who is going to get the clash done and dusted, and how the fights are actually going to get delivered in their favor or not is something we all actually want to witness. But somehow, still, the clashes are something which might actually come in. 14 teams and 49 players are still residing. 4 amazing elimination is there from GNX's corner, and Yasna is the region where they are going to totally reside and eventually live for the another fight.
apa?
Indeed, and if you talk about Team RRQ, ASA already got confirmed, and because of one of those reasons, and on the military side, we saw on the kill feed that I8 were getting confirmed in the initial frags, and we still don't know exactly if I8 is going to survive or not. On the other side, if you talk about Team GENEXUS, all the players are surviving. DWG Kia, an amazing fight on the drop of Pochinki. Meanwhile, completing their rotation side of Prozok and then Spool Aparts. Now they're going towards Yasnepolana.
Definitely quite an amazing angle coming up. Quite an amazing fight is actually being delivered. So let's see which team is going to get delivered and how much more of a point system is going to get shattered.
Okay, they are inside. They're inside the Yasnepolana region. If we talk about Team GENEXUS, all the 4 players are available at this moment. All the 4 players right now looking out for the rotations that are coming from the side of DWG Kia. Well, indeed, it's only a fight and spotted one of the players. Oh no! The amount of footsteps taken, the amount of footsteps heard through the headphones were okay and were available for the team. And with that, we would be seeing that DWG would be eliminated. One player spotted in the front, and Long Road Whitey would be hearing stung on the other side. Team DWG Kia, after eliminating BTRRA, they would be eliminated on the position number 14. Now, 13 teams are available in this match, and if you talk about 21 esports in the early fights, they would be having.
Still the backlash is still coming up.
then
Still the
again,
retaliation is being delivered. Team 21 Esports is having the 4-man power with the 2 amazing finishes in their favor. They are still looking very, very strong. So let's see how the containment is going to get delivered. Renix is there. We have got the Fly Kid also as well in the scene. Azan is also there. Scott is also trying to retaliate and gain some good points as well from their corner. Eventually, we talk about Team GWG. They are trying to gain the momentum. Being in the zone is going to be something which is actually going to create a lot of, let's say, ruckus in the lobby, because a lot of teams are trying to go for the same location, and eventually when the rotation comes in, these rotational clashes could be mesmerizing to watch out. And I believe one good guy from Team GPX is already ready for that particular perspective to come in. Donkey Yur is going to be the guy who is actually trying to rotate barefoot trying to run, trying to actually be as much as inside the particular play zone as possible. But I believe if one or two members from Team JWG would have been able to just spot him out, I don't think so he would have been living for a little bit more longer period.
If we talk about Team JWG, once again, they are moving towards the next circle in a passive way, not engaging in those initial fights. And, in these scrims, the teams, how they have formed their advantage, how they formed their strategies, most of the teams are looking for a passive way. And to be honest, at this very moment, we can see that RRQ. Okay, Bew, that was a suicide. That was a suicide rotation. Not spotting any of those players in that compound. He was a lone player surviving at that position. And Voldemort will be punishing Bew for that.
Indeed, when they want to achieve good points, they are actually trying their level best. But right now, as well can see, as the Voldemort is also receiving some good shots on the field. Right now, it's a 1v3 type of situation coming up. He manages to put one down, but the amount of pressure is also looking very, very amazing to be precise. But RRQ trying their level best to give the back and forth clash coming up. But right now, the last man standing from Team RRQ is forward. The mob is being delivered on the back end. Is going to be trying to relegate with the fight, but you can already see the backlash is still looking very, very amazing to watch out. Apart from that, another 1v1 comes in, and just like that, RQ was diminished, and should I say GENEXUS trying their level best to gain points in their favor. Let's see, is it going to be a possibility or not? Liza goes in, the sprays are still coming up, filtering dormant, and just like that, GENEXUS is also out of equation. Team EVOS with only one kill in their perspective, only one elimination in their perspective. They tried their level best to give a huge third party, and that would have been very advantageous. But before they came in, I guess the battle between RQ and Team GENEXUS was already pretty much over. And now you can check out that the last man standing from Team GENEXUS was taken down from Team EVO's corner, and just like that, Micro and his teammates are having only one elimination in their favor as a part of, let's say, this particular fight up. But right now, another level of aggression is coming up, and that's between GPX. Okay, then another beautiful nade has been cooked up. This nade can be very critical, and I believe the placement is going to be on point for sure. But I don't know what happened eventually. The placement was not that on point even after Gotten saw the enemy lurking on the top floor. But still his, let's say, retaliation was not that on point. Apart from that, in the corner, if we talk about Team Alter Ego, let's see how they're going to retaliate, because Spikehead is way too ahead of its, let's say, aggression coming up. Sprays are still being delivered. With that Micro Uzi, he tried his level best to attack and pounce on the damage, but still fails to do so.
Well, to be honest, at this very moment, we are seeing the fights between two of those teams, and that is going to be 21 Esports and GPX. Meanwhile, Alter Ego LIMAX is there for a third party. They have spotted the players of 21 Esports, but not knowing that there is one or more teams and they're outside the circle. So, indeed, they have to rotate for the next circle too, right, Raider? And looking forward to the damages being given by the side of Alter Ego LIMAX. The damage has been provided. Okay, spotted on the players from Team DPS, yes, the DP shots are being tried. The burst is being tried, but no, the burst won't land. And with that, DP shot the guy is mid-range power, trying with the 3x ray of M4, would be dealing half HP of damage on him, but okay, the last bullet would fail, and with that, he won't be getting a knock on one of their players.
Indeed, the knockouts are something which is going to be quite crucial to watch out. The second zone is about to get compromised in just 20 few seconds. And eventually with that, a lot of flash is going to be there. If we talk about Gotham, he's about to receive a beautiful molly on his face, but eventually the direction of molly was a little bit on the right side, and eventually Gotham still survives. That means Team GPX is still trying to delegate, still trying to gain some good points in their favor. If we talk about Team 21 Esports, constantly trying to wreak the havoc. Donkeyur gets down from the AE's corner to be precise, so a beautiful knockout is there from that particular backend team. So now the third zone is looking a little bit more far away, with a distance of 1 kilometer to be getting traveled in their favor. I don't think so Team 21 Esports is going to go down anytime soon. Apart from that, if we talk about Team IC has completely been finished off. The DVS is still coming up, as well can see Flykit tried to retaliate. The shots are being delivered. Let's see what happens in a 1v1. I believe with that, Team GPX is already out of equation. A team in the second match which got 20 points as an eliminator and 15 for the chicken. That means a total 35 points there from team known as GPX. But right now, GPX after the second match is getting chatted quite a bit. Not even a single point is actually there in their corner, to be precise. The way they want to attain the points is something which was quite crucial to watch out. Right now, Alter Ego, another beautiful team, coming up with some good points. 6 amazing eliminations is there in the corner. Now he's waiting for the right time period. Play is being delivered, but definitely not enough to put down the enemy.
Well, yes, exactly. And now seeing the last 18 surviving. Oh, Quantum Rage is going to eliminate GPBR Esports out of the game, and that's a single-handed elimination. No player lost, no man lost at this very moment. Look at the side of Alter Ego LIMAX. Yes, one of the player was spotted. He was given a lot of damage, and each and every side, Alter Ego LIMAX Fnatic just running over the guy, just running over the player. He would be getting the knock and confirming it by the M4. 21 Esports in a bad spot as Panbit is Panbit is up for a close range fight against Scotty. Flag is taking a long potato, but it's a close range fight. Scotty would be taking down. On this side, we can see the UMP shots being covered up from the side of Renal as he would be going for that fight. Linux on the other side has taken down 2 players from the team. He knows that this is the perfect time to rush in. He knows that this is the perfect time for the aggression. And with that 1v3, 21 Linux is going to get this fight done and dusted. And they would be winning against that rush of Alter Ego LIMAX. Even if one player was confirmed because of that vehicle damage, no issues. The 1v3 was available and he would be the guy confirming all the players from the enemy.
7 teams, 23 players. That's what we are looking up to right now. The people are trying to push forward in the 7 region, and apart from that, team Quantum Rage is actually having a beautiful region in their favor as well, a beautiful compound to be precise. They are playing it a 2-2 split right now, if I'm not wrong, or 1v3 split to be precise. Goku is actually on the left side of this compound, and eventually all the 3 members are on the right side of the particular compound. They are trying to actually lay down some good shots on Team LG, but eventually will it be definitely enough or not is something we all actually want to go for. Sigma Bale on the other corner also resides. Goku is there. We have got the Turn. Apart from that, Senior is actually going to be there. The performance is something which is going to be quite crucial to watch out. Team 21 Esports, after losing 2 good members of the team, is trying to actually move forward and be in the zone as well. They are actually going to repatch themselves. They are actually going to bring back the glory that Team 21 Esports had in the first match, to be precise, with the, if I'm not wrong, 16 eliminations in their favor. That was absolutely amazing to watch out in the first match, the way they retaliated. But right now, Team Boom Esports is getting boomed a lot from Team GWG's corner, because 2 good members from Team Boom has already been taken down. If we talk about the remaining 2 members, they are actually trying their level best to find the gap and be in the zone. I don't think so that it's going to be an easy task for them. But if we talk about Octa, gets spotted from the right corner just like that. He's about to patch himself, gets spotted, gets taken down. I believe Octa should have spotted for the inner compound and eventually be inside the particular hallway. So right now, if I talk about Team EVOS REBORN as well, they are also receiving some good shots. But meanwhile, Team JWG with 2 amazing eliminations, about to give the 3rd one as well in the first.
You know, the last 7 teams at this very moment are Raider, and it's just the 4th circle. So quite an aggressive match, to be honest. The last match is aggressive. Won't be making a good blow to the leaderboard. Indeed, if we see the teams taking out 2 chicken dinners or even 1 chicken dinner in this match, could be possible, because right now, up until this moment, all the 4 matches we have seen different teams. Right now, we can see that Boom Esports are getting a lot of shots from the team. They were united. Boom Esports, that was a bad decision by Bobo Hoy, and with that, JWG Shallow will be punishing him for that decision, stopping and just killed by that M4. Right now, we can see that he was that 3x spray, 1 3x spray, that vehicle blow, and EVOS P1 Micro Boy got 2 cracks.
3 amazing eliminations out of the 4 that this particular team has actually attained is coming from Microbo's corner, so that is absolutely mesmerizing to watch out. 5 teams and 70 players are still residing. EVOS once again tries to push forward, and they are actually trying to gain some good points in their favor as well. If we talk about Liza, KSHP is not looking that great. Quantum Rage is also receiving a lot of backlash in their favor, and I believe the revival is about to come. The guy went in for a 1v1. He used to actually connect the 1v1 in his favor, but apart from that, on the back end, Liza came in with the support system, and the fights are actually looking much more. As you can see, the damage was surreal, and just like that, the whole team of team member 20, that means Quantum Rage, has been taken down. Sigma Male was the last man standing. He tried to flee away from the situation, but he was denied of that particular time. 4 teams, 13 players are still surviving, and we are still well. Right now, the people are pushing. They are being very, very chaotic, to be precise. But right now, let's see how the result is going to be there in the favor or not. Which team is going to easily cherish this match in their favor or not is something we all want to know. I believe right now the stand of EVOS is looking very crucial. The way they are performing is absolutely mesmerizing. But every single team is having a minimum of 2 or 3 players in their favor. That is something which can easily create a lot of ups and downs in the lobby. If I talk about Team JWG with the 4-man power, this team is having a very beautiful area to, let's say, just recuperate and loot with. Apart from that, if I talk about Team 21 Esports, they also have to capitalize. But right now, there could be a fight, there could be a tussle between these two giants that is known as GWG and EVOS.
Well, JWG and EVOS Reborn. These are the two teams, and only 4 teams remaining. That's a big heck of a circle for only 4 teams, right? And meanwhile, within these 4 teams, all the teams are available on the western side of the circle. So, or not the western side, but the eastern side of the circle. So, it's an easy one. It's an easy one for the players to be spotted, for the players to be spotted down and then killed for the end. JWG rotated and 2 players are on the above height advantage. Meanwhile, if you talk about 21 esports, they're not available. They're not available for these fights. To talk about the position, we have seen that EVOS Reborn got 7 frags in this game, but now they're wanting to spot the teams in a sandwich situation, but not yet knowing that they're in a sandwich situation. And the team that we know, Team LGD, is not looking.
I mean, yes, of course, if you want to gain those amazing points, you have to retaliate, you have to actually shoot these guys. That's what is actually happening in these corner as well. They are trying to retaliate, they're trying to form a new kind of, let's say, clash in their favor. But if I talk about June 1, this guy also tried to retaliate. If I talk about team number 6, that is going to be Team LGDs. We have got Coco B in the scene. How he's going to perform is something which is going to be quite crucial to watch out. Environment is there, why ZZ is actually going to be there. So definitely shooting range and the surrounding regions is something which is going to be quite crucial for them to actually get this match in their favor. 21 esports is also there on the back end. Only 4 teams are surviving. That is EVOS. We have got 21 esports. We have got our Team LG, and apart from that, we also have Team JWG. Every single team is having minimum of 3 manpower, 2 manpower to be precise. So definitely that is something which is going to help them a lot. Apart from that, Team 21 esports having the 2 manpower, trying to delegate the fight, trying to retaliate and gain some good points. But they are coming a little bit closer to the vicinity of team number 6. So definitely there can be a clash between these two giants. We'll have to see that how the performance actually goes on. If we talk about Linux, well, he's easily going to get spotted. Yes, of course, the spotation is there. Tries a little bit to survive a bit more, but eventually he was spotted from Scotty's corner, and a beautiful knockout has been delivered. And now, if I talk about Team 21 esports, definitely quite a vulnerable spot coming up for them. Linux manages to just topple down his buggy, and now I guess he's actually going to get opened up soon enough, and a beautiful nade is getting cooked up. Let's see where the nade placement is going to be delivered. Oh, I believe the nade was quite crucial, and just like that, the nade got connected up. Beautiful indeed. Nade coming up, but from the back end, I believe Scotty is also trying to retaliate.
Well, yes, indeed. And with that position, with that amazing performance, he is going to get a blow on one of the players from Team 21 Esports. Scotty provided a good cover, but indeed there was a player available that was DVD, and with that, DVD is going to get that knock. Meanwhile, if you talk about Team EVOS, EVOS Reborn is just holding their position inside the next circle. They know that JWG is going to come from the down range. They know that they're going to spot them. And just by the use of throwables, it's going to be an end on Team LTD or either Team JWG. We see that one of the players gets knocked out, and it's Team EVOS just right now rising throughout the horizons.
Indeed. Team EVOS is one of those beautiful teams which is back and forth, getting some good points in their favor as well. Apart from that, some more smoke, some more throwables have been implanted so that they can actually create a backlash for Team LQ as well. LGD to be precise as well. But apart from that, JWG can be one of those teams which can easily benefit from this particular fight, where 2 good teams are fighting it up. Team JWG can easily retaliate and gain some good points. But right now, nobody is in the play zone, so definitely being in the play zone is going to be quite critical for them. But LGD has forward, but he wanted to one more thing down. Apart from that, from the back end, another thing just like that. Red face was also taking down that now getting a lot of backlash. Now from EVOS is going to be KF. He's also in front of and just like that. A beautiful 1v1 coming from Kev's corner was able to deliver. Oh, it was a beautiful 1v2 from his corner. JWG, the team which would have been very amazing to watch out, now actually is receiving a lot of backlash in the favor. KF being the last standing, let's see how he's going to stand down. But no, he gets taken down, and it's all about JWG and Team LGD. I believe right now JWG won't have the right manpower, and eventually they have to climb back in the play zone as well. So definitely that can be very chaotic. But MVM with a flank can easily turn the sides in his favor.
Well, exactly, and I actually made some pre-decisions, some statements that it is an easy chicken dinner for the side of EVOS Reborn. But no, I was wrong. JWG was bombarded, but then EVOS KF brought a limelight to me that he would be getting the chicken dinner for the team of EVOS Reborn, and in the end, it was LGD just coming up from the other side, and DVD spotting up the last player KF. in the open. He got that frag, and now it's a 3v2 situation between JWG and LGD. LGD at a given moment can any time just take down this fight because they have the circle, and having the circle, even outnumbered, that chicken runners can be taken. On the other side, they have the top advantage. The players, DVD is in the open. Oh, but look at that! Look at that amount of reflexes we saw from the side of DVD. He will be taking down one of the players, and now it's a 2v2 fight. A grenade already going to go towards the vehicle, where the vehicle sound came from. It was Dacia that we saw, and now on the other side, it's Shallow coming down the ridge. He has to come down the ridge because no player can be spotted from that side.
Definitely quite an amazing performance coming up. Let's see how LG is going to capitalize on that. It's a 2v2 situation coming up. And with that, I guess Team LGD is also trying to elaborate their position as well. The way they are trying to spray down, the way they are trying to gun down the enemy, they are also elaborating their position, which won't actually and Shallow is going to be on the shallow end. A beautiful indeed knockout coming up. And now the last man standing is going to be there with that particular perspective. June 1 being the last man standing. Can he
It's done.
retaliate? No, he
It's
fails to
over.
do so. And just like that, LGD gets a beautiful winner with a chicken dinner. A much needed one indeed. I guess we wanted to see a lot of new faces coming up. And every single match, there was some new team trying to gain the winner with a chicken dinner. And the kind of consistency was absolutely amazing. But Team LGD with some amazing blows, I believe 24 points of a bomber is going to be there in their hands.
Well, exactly, and a deadly duo in the end, where it was a 2v3v4, right? And in that 2v3v4, this deadly duo got 9 freaking kills. DVD at a given moment was knocked out, and MVM was the one reviving him. And that was the perfect decision because even if he was far, MVM got that revive on him, and DVD after that was just unstoppable. Even if he didn't have those scopes, just by a single red dot and that M4, he got the match for the team. JWG, well, they had around 6 frags in this game, wasn't able to convert that chicken dinner even if they had the man advantage. The zone was with
Yeah.
LGD. EVOS having 8 kills in this game, the good position, all the 4 men surviving, have that man advantage, but then got sandwiched in the end circle. Both the teams being silent, both the teams being bombarding from both the sides. It was EVOS just sandwiched in the situation. Fourth position, we have 21 Esports. Right now, having a lot of kills from this game, but no, wasn't able to convert the chicken dinner for themselves. Fifth position is for Quantum Rage, having 4 kills. Sixth, for Team DEWA United with only 1 kill. And at the 7th, you have Boom Esports with only 1 kill.
Indeed, quite a beautiful performance coming up, as you all can see. The winner chicken dinner is already here. GPBR with a beautiful domination also tried their best to get some goals in this particular matchup, but they failed to do so with 0 elimination. DPX also went out quite early, so obviously a lot of teams who were there tried their level best to attain some points. IHC also tried to retaliate, but with only 1 elimination, they were taken down. GNX,
Look
if I
at
talk about
GNX.
that squad, they went out quite early, yeah. Indeed, but 9 amazing eliminations from their corner and 1 for position. That means a total of 10 points are still there, even after they actually got eliminated quite early. Same goes for RQ as well, but they went out quite early, but 3 eliminations were there. TW also went out quite early with 4 elimination. MORPH went out quite early with 0 eliminations in the corner, and this is how they actually went out for them. But if we talk about teams like BTRRA, only 2 eliminations and they went out at the 16th position. That means 0 for the position points. And if we talk about Team Magonix, well, 0 for eliminations from the corner as well. So obviously a lot of amazing gun game was actually there. And eventually, if we talk about the 1v1 coming up from these particular guys, it was absolutely amazing.
Well, yes, exactly. And with this, the scoreboard is over. The matches are over. All the 5 matches were so amazing and amazing leader that we saw. And right now, if we talk about the matches, it's been a great journey. On the leaderboard, we can see that one of the most consistent teams around me was LGD. And after the day has ended, for the final match, they got the winner chicken dinner. At the end, Raider, and if it's a chicken dinner
Mhm.
on the leaderboard, you will be seeing yourselves. But then, how was your day? How exactly you enjoyed this day?
I mean, from the start, the connections, the aggression was something very, very amazing to watch out. I mean, if I'm not wrong, this is the last match, and this in the last match, this was the first match to be precise where the scoreboard was the team which actually had the chicken dinner, where the scoreboard was behind 25 points. Apart from that, if I talk about every single match which went out, be the first match or the fourth one, in every single match, they were the point system coming up more than, let's say, 25 points were delivered from every single team. The one which
Yeah,
actually got the winner chicken dinner. So obviously, I would like to add on that the aggression was on point, the kind of
on point.
consistency was on point, but the only thing which actually was lacking is the, let's say, right kind of synergy from the teams which were actually getting bashed from the rotational clashes. They were actually getting clashed because the gap between one or two members were actually way too high. Eventually, there was no support system between that particular team. So I guess that was something which had to be recovered. But apart from that, this is the invitational sims. People are trying their new strategies, and eventually in the strategies, people are getting some good blows. And a huge shout out to Team GPX for getting a 35 bomber.
Well, exactly, and one of the highlights of the day, Raider, according to me, was that shotgun clutch by BTR on
Indeed.
the Gatka compounds. How beautifully it was executed by Liquid. And in the last game, where DWG just bombarded on the drop of, Pochinki and just cleared out the whole team of BTR Red Aliens, that was also amazing, and amazing sight to see. And with that, it's over. It's over for the day. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in the Sky Esports Invitation Scrims of Southeast Asia. The game was PUBG Mobile. Joining me as my co-caster was Raider, and we'll see you on the next day. Bye-bye.
I mean, guys, but before that, I guess we are going to get the points table screen as well. So let's witness the points table as well. If we get the points table, we are going to showcase you that how much more of an impact was delivered in the leaderboard as well. So leaderboard is something which can, if it doesn't come on the screen, I guess we are going to get it on the Instagram as well. So make sure to actually follow us on Instagram. Instagram page of Sky Esports should be given in the description and the link as well in the live chat as well. So make sure to go ahead and follow us there as well. So that with the right zest of this particular tournament.
Indeed, Raider, because indeed leaderboard is required. Where most of the chats I was looking forward to, most of the chats I was looking forward to, all the teams were waiting for the leaderboard, and the supporters of IIT Sports wanted how exactly they performed in the military base area. Switching towards the points table, let's see how the teams have performed throughout the day. Which team is leading after the whole day has ended, and it's going to be 21 Esports having 77 points today. Indeed, I'm not surprised. And if they are there in the top five, they are there for a reason. 41 positioning points, 36 eliminations for the day, and a total of 77 points. RRQ Ryu. One match they had a chicken dinner, and one match they got the second position. And just because of that, Raider, throughout the day, they maintained 62 points. 28 positioning points and more elimination points. So indeed, a good aggression shown by the side of RRQ. BIGETRON RA, that one single clutch got the chicken dinner for the side of BIGETRON RA, and they are there in the top three with 58 points. GPX getting 54 points, and just 1 point behind them is going to be LGD Esports with 53.
Indeed, quite a beautiful performance coming from these particular guys, and I'm actually happy to see RRQ Rio also being in the top three because I guess if I'm not wrong, first three matches were not there in their favor, and apart from that, when they performed absolutely amazing. Apart from that, LGD Esports with that last winner chicken dinner made their way to the top five, which is absolutely amazing. JWG with 40 points with 6th position, Alter Ego LIMAX with 37 points in 7th position, Quantum Reach with 36 points of their own, DWG Kia with 32 points. Same goes for team GPBR Esports. If we talk about team EVOS, well, there we go. The point system is not looking that great for them, but then again, 29 points from their corner. DEWA United with 28 points of their own. If we talk about IHC Esports, 25 points for them from their particular corner as well. And if we talk about the Boom Esports, 23 points from their corner. IAD Esports had only 18 points. If we talk about team GENEXUS, well, they had only 12 points. MORPH Triple G had only 10 points. And if we talk about Box Gaming, that is the team which actually failed to join, I believe, and had 0 points in their consideration. And this is how the leaderboard went out for this particular day, to be precise. The points table is looking very amazing, to be precise. But with this, guys, we are going to take a short leave, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow, I believe, if the scrims are going to be there. We are going to be once again back on the desk. And eventually, guys, this Southeast Asia PUBG Mobile scrims were absolutely amazing. The day went out quite amazingly, quite smoothly. 5 matches were there, but eventually every single match had the zeal, had the enthusiasm of lifting the spirits up high.
We'll see you in the next one, guys.
you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your? Are you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your guy? Are you told away even about your?